Hey everyone, welcome to another live stream. I'm Mandi, also known as the Board Gaming Pinup Girl.
And I'm Michael, known as Pollum.
And tonight we are taking a look at the game Apocrypha. Whoa, it's kind of scary. So we have a nice dark background. This game is a game by Mike Selinker. And there's a lot of people who have contributed to the art design on here, but we've got a few listed: Chad Brown, Keith Richmond, Liz Spain, Elisa Teague, and Gabby Wielding. And also, there's a multitude online, and it was published by Lone Shark Games. So we're not going through the entire game, so if you know anything about it, I'm going to leave this to Michael. But before we get to all of that, let's talk about some background stuff. So you can find me if you have any questions, just want to check out other stuff from us on our YouTube channel, To Die For Games, as well as our Facebook page. You can also find me on Twitter, boardgamerpinup, on Instagram, boardgamingpinupgirl, and on the Dice Tower, I do a bi-weekly podcast with Suzanne Sheldon. So our next episode is coming out tomorrow, where I touch a little bit on Apocrypha, but not as much detail as this. And then you can find me here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I am on Instagram as Pollum, P-A-W-L-O-M. Twitter is Pollum21, and here every Monday night.
And we have some guests. Needs of the One. Well, hello, and thank you for joining us. And Nerfenstein.
Excellent.
So hello, and thank you for all the support. It's great to see retweeting and letting everyone know, so we really, really appreciate it. Yes. And, well, you're all amazing in the chat, so thank you.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to hand it over to Michael.
All right, so I know there's been...
hello, Tricorn Games.
Hello. There have been a few issues with people trying to learn this game. So I figured we'd take a stab at trying to teach it. I know that once you understand the game, it is not that complicated. I think part of the learning curve is the terms that you need to learn that are new in this. For example, it's not locations, they're nexuses, or there's different terms for what you need to do with cards that you're not used to in regular games. So I think that's part of the learning curve, is the almost a new language that you're trying to learn within the game. But there are some vague parts in the rulebook with setup as well, and one that I've seen in particular that people are having problems with in terms of a story that we're going to play is No Way Out, and the setup for it is a little fiddly. I had to read the rulebook a couple times to figure it out myself, so I figured that's the one we're going to go with and show it so that if any other people have issues, they'll be able to see it this way. So in Apocrypha, we are playing as saints, and we as saints can see the evil in the world that is trying to bring on the apocalypse. Unfortunately, the evil can also see us.
Uh-oh.
So we are trying to prevent that apocalypse. We are going to be hunting down the evil that is out there. And in this game, so right now the first box is out, and the first box is called The World. There will be 2 further boxes released later. But within each box, there are chapters and missions within each chapter that you can play. So we will go through one of the chapters tonight. So as saints, we are going to be going to various nexuses, trying to find the evil and shut down those nexuses so that the evil cannot return. Now, to start, you're going to be grabbing the saint that you're playing as. So I am playing as Dr. Z's, the unlicensed necrosurgeon. So I will show you. I'll show you a saint card. So here's what a saint card looks like. Around the 4 edges, you can see the 4 different virtues that are available. So on Dr. Z's, he has mind at the top, body, rage, and soul. And those also correspond to the colors of dice. The configuration for each saint is going to be different. So for example, I have mind at the top, whereas Mandi has rage at the top.
Yes.
And that is actually quite key to this game and how you play it, because depending on where that is on your card will also, it will affect who you can assist in the game. And seating arrangement is also a big thing as well. Now in a 2-player game, seating arrangement, you're both to each other's left and right, so that's not as big a deal. But if you're playing 4 players, there'd be one person you would never be able to assist unless they were at your nexus, and you'd only be able to assist the person on your left with whatever the left virtue is, and the person on your right with whatever the right virtue is. I'll go deeper into that later on as we're playing, and I'll explain that as we're going along. I'm not going to try and explain everything up front because there's way too much. So you pick your saint first. Another key to, and I'll show that card again, another key to the virtues that are listed. Each one has a number as well. So you can see I have 4 mind, I've got 2 body, 3 soul, and 2 rage. When you're setting up your deck, that is how many of each of those cards can be in your deck. So I'd have 4 mind cards in my deck, so on and so forth. And we are actually starting with the base setup that is recommended. So in the game, and again, this is a card-driven game. There are many cards in the box with more boxes of cards coming. They come with dividers, which is fantastic. It makes it so much easier to organize the deck, or organize the box, sorry. So here's an example of the divider for Dr. Z's. It has some nice art on it as well. But on the back side, it also shows all the cards that are recommended for his starting deck. So those are the cards that we're going to be playing with, the recommended starting. But as you play, you do carry over your character from mission to mission, and you're basically rebuilding your deck as you go along, ideally, making it stronger. You'll end up with, you could end up with death cards taking up spots, but you will also hopefully end up with cards that'll be beneficial throughout in what's called your halo. That I'll explain at the end of the game. We probably won't end up with any cards in our halo through this playthrough, but hopefully if we win, we would earn some cards, and I'll show how that works once we hopefully win. If we win.
Hopefully.
Okay, so once you've picked your saints, then you need to choose your mission. So we're doing the mission called No Way Out. I'll read you a quick little blurb of what's happening here. Candle Point, and that's the city that we're in, the little town that we're in. Candle Point is not so modern that it forgoes its traditional harvest moon rituals. From the 1850s on, farmers erected the hayman on the edge of the cornfields to keep the crows at bay. Now the hayman stands at the entrance to the amazing maze with adorable bunny rabbits nibbling on the corn kernels. It's totally safe entertainment. Let's go out and feel the night.
So I'm going to jump in before we continue. What are the beverages for the night?
Okay, well, because I'm glad I got to read that first. Yes. So we're basically trying to make our way through a corn maze at a harvest ritual. So it's autumn, it's getting towards Halloween, so I'm going with a pumpkin ale. I figure that's quite thematic. We're trying to hunt down the hayman, so pumpkin ale I'm going to be drinking my way through. Yes.
Yeah, mine has no thematic tie whatsoever, and I decided, hey, it's retro, just like me.
There you go.
Soda. And Rapunzel's online. Hello.
Hello.
Paul, your shirt melds with the background so well, you look like a floating meh. I love that. That is fantastic.
Floating meh.
I had to read that aloud.
Okay, so yes, that is what we're doing. We're going to be trying to make our way through this maze. Now, the theme behind this mission is almost what makes this one a little complicated to set up. But I'll get to that as I am actually setting it up. So we're trying to find the hayman. So the first thing you do is you grab the mission card. So there's a deck of mission cards in the box, one for each mission. And this is the one that we're going to be following. So it has the mission title at the top, No Way Out. Candle Point mission is the set of missions, the story that we're playing through. And then we've got the true threats that will be involved and the powers. So don't need to worry about what's on there right now, but I will cover that as we're going through. So you grab your mission card, and that'll go at the top. Then you grab your structure cards. So that's these 3 cards. Let's see, I'll go to the overhead. Yeah.
There we go.
So that's these 3 cards that are listed here. And I know some people had an issue with how you know which cards to pick. I'm going to show you the mission in the book itself. So we're playing No Way Out. And under structures here, it's got this sentence in bold. And what that reads is, cleanse the hayman and dust bunnies wherever there's trouble as the hours pass. That sentence tells you the structures that you need. So I will go back here and show you how this completes that sentence. So these 3 structure cards, reading from the bottom up, we need to cleanse the Hayman and Dust Bunnies wherever there's trouble as the hours pass. So it's that sentence that indicates which of the structure cards you need to bring into play. And then the structure cards are what will indicate how you set up. So as an example, the Doomsday Clock. So let's see here. As the hours pass, obviously referring to a clock, tells you how to set up the Doomsday Clock. And that's the deck that we have sitting here. And you build the clock, in this case, from 24 random omens. And this serves as a timer throughout the game. If that runs out, then we've lost. So hopefully we win before that runs out. So that's going to show you how you set up your clock. Next would be the true threats. So that would be the Hayman and Dust Bunny. As indicated by the mission card, it shows you the true threats that are needed. Now this one lists it as Minion A is Hayman and Dust Bunnies, and Minion C are, basically you need to see the powers. You need to refer to the powers on this card, and this is where it gets a little wonky. So what happens is, each nexus, we have 3 different locations, nexuses, that we'll be visiting as in a 2-player game. The more players, the more nexuses that you will need. And again, I will refer to the storybook so you can see. So if you look at nexuses here, it starts with 1+ for the farm, the festival, and the lot. And that's what we're playing with. If we had a 3rd player, then we'd have to add the park. A 5th player, fun park, and 6th player, the cemetery. So with 2 players in this case, we're only going to have the 3 nexuses that we will be using. Each nexus, so here's the farm. Each nexus has 2 sides, Doom side and Hope side. You can guess which one is better. At the bottom of the picture, it shows you how many cards of each type need to go into that deck. So from left to right on your side, yeah, because I'm looking at this backwards, we've got mind, body, soul, rage, and threats. And if there was anything in this last one, that is for omens. I'll show you what omens are later. But that's how you start the deck for each nexus. I've already got all of those cards ready to go. They are randomized from the decks in the box. After that, that's when you then need to seed the masters and or minions into those individual decks. So the way this one works, just gonna check and see which, arrange them. Okay, well basically the mission is going to tell us that we need to seed, let me show here.
Oh, for the minions?
Okay. Yep. I just want to make sure that they see what it is that I'm doing while I'm doing this. Because this is the part, it's the numbers that really throw people off.
Yeah.
So continuing on down here, it shows Minion A is the Hayman, and it's got in brackets 11, Dust Bunny 12 to 16, and then Minion C as 1 through 6. So these are the numbers that people seem to be thrown off with this mission. What it's assigning is the Hayman as 11. I'm going to show these. These are the cards that are going to be shuffled in. So they're just cards that say minion and then numbered. And I think there's maybe 16 of these in the box. So there's 11 through 13 that we'll be using in a 2-player game. And 1 through 3. Now there's 2 sets. Because 11, 12, and 13, 11 is the Hayman, as it said in the mission. 12 and 13 are to fill out the remainder of the nexuses. So if we were playing with 5 locations, we would still have 11 as the Hayman, and then we would have, if we were having 5, an extra 2 locations, we'd need 14 and 15 as well. These all represent the Dust Bunnies. But it can be a little confusing when you're reading this mission for the first time. as to how many of these you actually need. But basically what you're doing is you grab the haymen and whatever dust bunnies you need to fill out the rest. So these are going to be shuffled. And you see these one into each nexus. So we don't know where the hayman is. And these will all be shuffled afterwards as well. And then minions 1 through 3, excuse me, these are basically just numbers for the locations, because again, what the mission is we're trying to make our way through a hay maze. So we don't know the way out. And we will need to seal each nexus in numerical order, and that's exactly what these are representing, just 1, 2, and 3. I know the first time I read it, I was trying to think, what are the minions? Because they're called minions 1, 2, and 3. But if you read the powers section, what it comes down to is pure numbering. So these are going to get shuffled as well, and we'll need to do these in the correct order. So the first step is find which one is 1, find which one is 2, so on and so forth, and then seal them all up. So these will go in and get shuffled. Okay. Any questions so far? Probably not. It's probably too early.
It's like super quiet. Everyone's like waiting, watching.
It's a lot of setup to go through.
But I know
but it's worth it.
You continue. I know you wanted to talk about the app, but we can definitely talk about that after.
Sure. Yeah, there is an app with the game. You don't need the app. It is not a game that's dependent on the app like Mansions of Madness or something like that. What the app does, because this game is played, as they say, current day. This is right now. This is when we're playing this game. So it's pre-apocalypse, because we're trying to prevent it. If things go horribly wrong, then everybody run, because this is happening right now. The app changes the game every day. It'll have a different temporal mutation, and I can pull up the app as well and show that in a second. Each day will have a different temporal mutation that will slightly alter the way the game is played. Now, in the case of today's, it's only affecting a character that we are actually not playing. So it will not affect our playthrough. But in other examples, there was one for National Teddy Bear Day, because it is based on whatever the current day is. National Teddy Bear Day was, I think, last Thursday, maybe.
Oh my goodness.
And the mutation for that day was, if any of the cards that you're using have a teddy bear in the artwork, you get an additional bonus die. So things like that will change on a daily basis. I will pull up the app so that you can see what I'm talking about, and I will do that awkwardly, flipping through so many things. Here we go.
That's okay.
Just gonna let it start up. And there we go. There's today's temporal mutation. So it's for the character Alice Moon, and then it says what the effect is. So if we were playing with the character Alice Moon, then she'd get a bonus in certain circumstances. Okay, I've shuffled all 3 nexuses. We've got the true threats in there. Based on, yep, I've discussed that. I've prepared the nexuses. I've got some notes here because I want to make sure I'm telling you everything that I need to tell you, because a lot of it I've already done ahead of time. Right, each nexus starts on the Doom side. So I've shown you they all have Doom and Hope. We would prefer to be in Hope. But the 3 nexuses right now are set up on the Doom side. That's how they always start. I've explained the cards that go into it. I've already shown how to seed it. Now, as I said, we're playing as Saints. A group of Saints is called a choir. You would now set up your choir seating how you wish, because again, seating arrangement is going to be important. Less so with 2 players, because we're both going to be to our left and to our right. But if you had more players, you would want to seat yourself accordingly so that you could assist the person that might be weaker in one of the stats. So you can help them with any of the checks that they need to do. So easy enough for 2 players. Then we're going to be drawing our hand size. So, and if you want to give your deck a quick shuffle, I've shuffled it,
Yeah,
but you can give it one more while I'm explaining this.
Shuffle.
Sure, I'm giving you a bit of time here and distractions. So on here, I've shown you all the 4 different virtues that are on here. And again, when you're making the deck, that's how many cards you have of each. That always totals 11, at least with the base set characters. To make up 15, this 4 is how many omens you put in the deck, and I'll be explaining omens quite soon. And then this hand is your hand size. So I start with 6. whereas I think you start with
5.
4? 5, okay.
Yeah, I start with
And then there's one character, I think it's Frank, who is the cop. I think he starts with 4. I have the largest one at 6. All right.
Yes, 5. I'll definitely need to refer to this side of the card.
Yes, there is a player aid, which is great.
Thank goodness.
So I'll show that as well. So on one side of the player aid, you have the turn order, and it shows the breakdown of the timing of everything. I'll get into that though, so you don't need to know that right now. Backside's a little more important. It's got the symbol guide. So I've already explained what all these symbols are. There's a cost order for playing cards. I'll explain that as we're doing it. And then there's these symbols down the other side that are a little more important. So I'm going to get in a little closer here. If it has an arrow pointing down, that means you, because it's pointing to you. So for example, on my character card, my ability right here has an arrow pointing down, which means I can only do that if it's me that's doing it, and it will affect me on my turn. Now, the next one is an arrow pointing up. If the arrow's pointing up, it's another saint at my nexus. So it won't include me, it's only somebody else that is at my location. Then you've got an arrow up and down, so that can be any saint at my location, including myself. Left and right is a saint that is sitting literally to my left or to my right. So again, in a 2-player game, we are both sitting to our lefts and rights. You've got an arrow pointing all directions, that means any one saint. And then there's a circle. You wouldn't see a circle by itself, but a circle will be around one of these other symbols, and it will mean everybody that fits that scenario. So for example, if there was the up-down arrow circled, that would mean everybody at your nexus, including yourself. This symbol, which looks kind of like an explosion almost, a big asterisk, is the active saint, whoever's turn is currently in play. And then the last one is a saint in the direction that it is slotted. That has to do with cards that get slotted in your Halo. I'll cover that at the end of the game. Again, I don't think we're going to get any cards that have to do with Halos during play. But I'll mention that at the end if we don't. So there's the symbols. We've got our cards. I think we are ready to go.
Alrighty-roo.
Shall I start?
Yes, why not? We'll start and
All right.
explain as we go.
So I say we both start at the farm?
Yes.
Good with
farm
that?
Looks good.
Okay.
Nice and
We
bright.
do have pawns that represent us, just like other games that we've played that have these cutout pawns. I'm not going to have them standing upright because the overhead camera, you're not going to be able to see where we are. So I'll lay them down next to the deck. Yes, you can see that quite clearly.
Yeah,
so you can
that's
see
better.
which nexus we're currently at.
Right.
So to start, the first thing you do is you draw a card from the Doom counter, the Doom clock. And like I said, this deck for this scenario is built using 24 Omen cards. So here's an Omen card. In this case, it's an Omen of Hope. There can be Hope or there can be Doom.
Yay.
Omen cards are what you need to be able to investigate locations. So when you start your turn, at the very least, you're going to have one of these Omen cards to be able to investigate. Now, it turns out I've actually got a few more. Nice. And they're all Hope, so that's fantastic. And yeah, you can kind of see my hand there.
Mine's
The
looking
4
like the
white
light.
ones, the 4 white ones are all Omens, which means I can investigate multiple times, but ideally I would want to have some items that would help me along the way as well. So I'm heavy in Omens, a little light in the items or the gifts that I can use. So the first thing I want to do is I would like to investigate that location, start looking through it. So I pick one of these Omens. Let's see here. All right, I will try the hookup.
Okay.
So each Omen has its own name. So here's a couple of the Omens that I have. The Hookup and Starlight, both Omens of Hope. Each one will have a different way that you use it. The Omens of Hope will generally be doing good things for you while you're trying to investigate. The Omens of Doom, not so much. but you still need to use them to be able to investigate and advance through the scenario. So I said I was going to use the Omen of Hope.
Okay.
We'll start a sacrifice pile over there.
Okay.
That's one of the first terms. Sacrifice means the card is going back to the box. It is out of play.
Yep.
There are various card terms, but I'll explain them as they come up instead of talking the whole time. I will read what this does. So, investigate. I sacrifice this. I flip my Nexus to Hope.
Yep.
So it goes to the good side. And I get to investigate. In Assemble versus a gift, I add 1 bonus die. So what that means is these decks will either have gifts, which are the ones that are based on the virtues listed on the card, or it's going to be a threat. So in this case, if it's a gift, I get a bonus die to try and get that gift.
That's nice.
So I'm hoping that the top card is a gift. It is not. It is a threat.
Oh, well, there we go.
It is Battle Trap. So I'll show you a threat card. Here's the threat card. It says right on it, it's a threat. You can also tell by the symbol at the top. That means a threat. If it has a crown at the top, like this one, that is a true threat. And those are the ones that are represented by the minion cards that we seeded into each of the Nexus decks. So also on this card, it shows you here which stats you can use to try and defeat it. So in this case, it's mind or body, and a goal number that you need to hit. And then for this one, it has a lose condition. So if I lose, I need to suffer whatever it says there. I'll explain that as we go through. So to defeat this, I either need to get 12 mind or 12 body. Now, mind, I'll show you this once more. My mind is 4. I'm very strong in mind, so that's fantastic. What that means, not only does that correspond to how many cards I have in my deck, it's how many dice I get to roll when doing a check with that virtue. So I get 4 dice of that color. Now, in this game, there are 4 dice for each of the virtues in that corresponding color, and 4 white dice. White dice are the bonus dice. If you ever need to get more of a virtue when you've already got 4, then you take bonus dice. So the maximum you can have is 8 because once you have all 4 of the virtue and all 4 of the bonus, there are no more dice you can take. You can't start taking any of the other virtues. Now, speaking of dice, I do have the custom dice here, and I'll show a close-up of these. So you can get these custom dice that have the symbols on them. So the number of circles on each of those rings is your roll. However, that does not show up very well on the overhead camera. So we're going to use the regular dice so you guys can actually see and play along at home, but this is something that you can get for the game as well.
Exactly.
They work fine in person, but not so much for the camera. So I'm assembling my dice to try and defeat this threat. Right now I have 4 mind dice. When you're rolling to defeat a threat or trying to obtain a gift, the goal number is what you're trying to hit. You can only keep 3 dice. Doesn't matter if you're rolling 8, you're only keeping 3. So obviously you're going to keep your top 3, but sometimes there are things that will mess with that. It could be discarding all even dice, or you have to throw away the highest one. Those are things that would happen more so if the location is on its doom side as opposed to its hope side. So I have 4 dice. I'm looking for 12.
I can't assist, unfortunately.
No?
I have nothing to help with this roll.
So Mandi mentioned assist. There's a couple ways that another saint can assist you. One is if they have any cards that would help that can trigger with somebody either at your location or, in the case of the way we're sitting, to her left or to her right. Another way that she could assist is if she has that corresponding virtue on the left or right side for the left or right person, or at the top for the person at the location. That's how many dice I would get to roll. But I'm just going to show your card.
Unfortunately,
I'm doing a mind check. And if we look at Mandi's card, she's playing Gabrielle Vargas. Her mind is actually at the bottom, which means that she cannot assist me in mind. Now, if she could, her mind is 3. If she was to assist, I would get to re-roll 3 dice. But there's a price to pay for that. And
Yeah.
we'll come up to that when we get there, because I'm pretty sure we'll get there.
It's a
And if we
doozy.
don't, I'll explain at the end of the game, but
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we'll get there.
We'll probably have to
It's
use
called a
that.
mutation, and that's...
It is no fun.
No, that's not a good thing.
Potentially, though, I do have an assemble situation that I can use
Okay.
for you. But you're using mind? Yeah, it boosts mind.
I am using mind.
But now it would be requiring... It's a discard. Oh, no, that's only for me. Assemble requires a sacrifice.
Okay.
Ooh, no. It
I
wouldn't be
think,
beneficial for you.
I think I'm just going to go with it and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
Needing
my cards are going to help
12.
you. And 4
Let's
dice.
see what happens. Yeah.
It's doable. Come on.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was doing it last time.
I do have one card I could use, the Monsteropedia. I would like to hold on to that, though, in case I need to use Rage, because I'm really weak in Rage.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what happens. I need 12 using the top 3 dice. No problem.
on,
15.
see?
All right, done.
Easy.
So that is defeated. It is out of the game.
So we did that using top 3.
Yep.
Okay.
So a total of 15, and I think that's, yeah, that can be seen,
Yeah,
no problem.
perfect.
Now, I'll show you my card once more. Playing as Dr. Z's, he has an ability at the bottom here. If I win, so again, that arrow's pointing down, which means me. If I win versus a threat, then anybody at my location, could be myself or somebody else, gets to heal 1.
Nice.
Now, in this case, we don't have anything to heal. This deck, these 15 cards that we started with, represent our health. So if I had any cards that I had used, so say this card was discarded, I would then get to heal 1, which means randomly from the discard pile, 1 gets shuffled back into our deck. There are various terms with how you manipulate cards into your deck, and I'll cover them as we encounter them. But we don't get that benefit right now because we don't have any healing we need to do.
Right.
So I can keep going, and I think I will. I'll go at least 1 more anyway. Let's see here. And I'll save that one. I'll save that one. Okay. Maybe I should have tried this one first.
Yeah.
Another Omen of Hope, Starlight. So I investigate. I will sacrifice this card, flip the Nexus to Hope, which it already is on Hope. And examine 1, which means I get to look at the top of the deck before I do anything with it.
That's nice.
So I will do that. Let's see what we've got. Another threat. Using Body or Rage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Gutter Snipes. I'll show you what's coming up.
Yikes.
So we've got Gutter Snipes using Body or Rage, and if it's Body, it's 12, Rage is 15.
Oy.
And I'm pretty weak in both of those. So I'll put that back on the top. Now that I've examined it, I can investigate it if I wish. So, Body or Rage. Body and Rage for me are both 2, which means I only get 2 dice to try and get those numbers. That's not going to happen.
Rage
I
here.
do have a card that would let me use Mind instead.
Rage, no, that's assemble using Rage. Recycle into deck, add 1 Rage die. So I do have something that's usable in the
But it was still
assemble
15.
stage, which is adding 1 dice. And that has the symbol where it can use it for, players to your right, left, and in front of you.
How would you feel about going against that with, I think it was Body of 12 or Rage of 15?
I'm at 3 for both, and I have cards that can help me for sure with Rage if required.
Okay. Well then, I think what I'll do is at this point, I'll end my turn, and I'll let Mandi go up against it.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of, in this case, getting to actually look at the top card and see what's coming up. So I will pass at that point. Then I can transfer, meaning I can either move to another Nexus, which I'm not going to because I'd like to be able to help Mandi, or I can give a card to somebody at my Nexus, which it's still early. I don't think we need to be passing cards.
So
around.
no, I didn't volunteer to roll the dice. I have a card that's labeled Assemble, which means that I can add dice, right? Right.
Sorry, was there a...
No, he thought I had offered to roll the dice. You
Oh,
don't.
no.
You don't want me to roll. We know what happens
when
there.
when you're assisting, you're able to maybe modify what people are using, or have them allow them to have more dice to be able to use in their rolls. I don't think either of us can get us into a high enough dice count to be able to defeat that for myself. So I am going to just end my turn there. Not going to transfer anything. Then at the end of your turn, you reset your hand. So I draw back up to 6. And that's me. So now it's over to you.
Yipperoonies. All right, so we draw the top card of the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. Oh, well, that's nice, eh? I don't want to use that one.
Mind if I show that?
Yes.
So here's an Omen of Doom. You saw in my hand I was actually filled with hope.
Not me.
There's an Omen of Doom called Extravagance. We'll explain what it does when it comes into play. But the blue ones are hope and the red ones are doom. But either way, you will need to play these because that's how you investigate the nexuses.
Well, we'll be nice. It'll come out after, but why not? Let's just...
Now, I will mention we're at the farm and it is on hope side. So...
Yes, which makes me want to play my hope first.
Because at the top, the power says, assemble using body, you add 1 body die, which is good because we know that that next card had body or rage requirements.
Right, and I'm equal on both, so...
So you would have 3, and if you went with body, you would actually have 4 dice, plus anything that gifts would bring you.
Which I'd have to pull. So let's play this Omen of Hope.
Okay.
And the Omen of Hope is the hookup.
Okay.
So investigate, sacrifice, flip your nexus to hope and investigate it. And then we have an assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die.
And that's the only Omen of Hope you have, correct?
Correct,
Okay.
Mundo.
So I would normally recommend that you hold on to that one because you get a benefit if the card that you investigate is a gift. We know it's not.
We know it's not.
But we would like to stay, we would like to remain on the hope side of the nexus.
Exactly.
So I think it's worth playing that anyway.
Yeah.
So you can get rid
Pop
of that.
that over there.
And guess what? You're going up against the gutter snipes.
Heavens forbid, I had no idea. Alrighty, so now we will definitely be doing that. So we're going to investigate.
Now I do not have any cards.
So if I do body right now, it's at 3, and they're giving me an additional 1.
Yes.
With that.
So the assembly step is literally when you're assembling the dice that you're going to get to roll.
So you know what? If we're going to go with body, I'll get you to throw those over here for me, please.
So you get to start with 4 of those.
Beautiful. So 4 body.
Now, this is where I'll show my card once again. I have body here, body of 2. So if I want, I can assist Mandi, which means once she is rolled, she would get to re-roll 2 dice, which is great. But if you assist somebody, you then also have to mutate the confrontation. There are 5 mutation cards, so you would randomly pick a mutation card, and then you would roll the die, and depending on what you rolled, they'll have a mutation here that will usually be bad, but depending on what you roll can be good. The higher the number, the better. So for example, I'll give you an example of, this is versus threats. So here's a mutation card. So this is the terrifying mutation. And it shows you, if you roll a 1, then everybody at your location or at your nexus needs to reload a gift. So that's 1 card gone. You'll get it back your next turn, but you're playing with 1 less card for now.
Right.
Whereas if you roll a 6, then it's 1 other person at your nexus reloads 1 card. They get to choose the card, so it's not as punishing as everybody needs to reload a gift specifically. Some of them actually do have a benefit that is nice once you hit that level of 6. But if you roll a 1, it doesn't matter which mutation you pull. It's not going to be helping you at all. So would you like
skills? I will also check that as well.
Skills, yes. You don't have a match?
No.
Okay.
I sure don't.
That's the other thing that you need to look at when you're going up against any threats or gifts. When you're doing a check, the bottom of your character card has some skills. So for myself, I have hack 1, resist 1, and study 2. And what that means, let's see here.
Yeah, this one is.
If you have, okay. So going up against this threat has animus and sense at the bottom. If that matched any of the skills that we have at the bottom, we would get the corresponding number of dice. So hack 1, 1 die, study 2, 2 dice, if it matched any of those words. And you can match one skill only, so obviously you're going to match whatever the highest number is. Now in this case, you don't have any matching skills, so that's irrelevant.
Yep.
But it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on because it could be some more dice to roll.
Now, you were going to say potentially could assist?
Yes, I could assist, and this is something you need to commit to beforehand. So we might be taking a mutation, which could punish us, and Mandi might not even need to re-roll, but you need to decide before that first roll. So you've got 4 dice.
I don't think...
You're looking for 12.
Yeah.
You don't think you'll need an assist?
Okay, I didn't say. I just don't think it's warranted right now.
Okay, all right.
I may regret that later, but...
Well, I do have a card that if things go wrong...
It's like an after effect that can...
Yeah, I've got something that would help during the evaluate. That's
stage,
when you look at the dice, look at the total. If it's not quite what you need, I have a way to modify it. But it's not a very strong way. Like there's not many situations where it's going to help when you've only got 4 dice.
It's a little early to assist.
Sounds good.
Mutate.
It's also a little early to lose, but
sure.
I agree. Let's go.
All right.
10 is not going to cut it.
Wow. I was rolling like a boss when we were playing this off screen.
10 is not going to cut it. 11 would, because the goal is 12, and we haven't mentioned your powers yet.
Right. Do you want to take a look at that?
Yep.
Yep.
So I'll show you Mandi's character.
Which is unfortunate.
So her first power here is called Evaluate, and you can see the symbol is an arrow pointing up and down, which means it's during the Evaluate step of any saint at your nexus. So it could happen on my rolls as well. She would recycle 1 gift matching your skill. So again, these are her skills at the bottom. So recycle a gift matching one of those skills, and then you add +1 to the roll. So she's needing to get 12. If she'd rolled 11, she could have pulled off that skill to get to the 12. But being too short just doesn't quite cut it.
Not quite, but we're going to see what we can do here.
Now this is going up against that. And we did have a new term there, recycle. I haven't mentioned what that means yet, so I'll mention that now. Recycling a card is putting it to the bottom of your deck. So you've got, you know what, I'm going to cover those costs now. So that is the cost. And you can see here there's cost order. Sacrifice is the most expensive one because it's out of the game. You put it back in the box.
Yep.
Bury means you put it underneath your character card, which means it's out of this play of the game, but is still available to you to rebuild your deck at the end. Discard just goes into your discard pile. Recycle, bottom of the deck. Shuffle means shuffle into your deck. And then reload means you put it on top of your deck, which means you're going to get it back when you draw your hand size back up again. So what are we at? You're too short.
Too short. So even if I could just get, one more.
Well, and this is where I'm saying the one that I have
even if it gives me
is
one
not
more,
a guarantee.
then I can use my power.
Okay, so I've got a card called Bones.
Okay.
Which are dice, so it's still a gamble. During Evaluate, and this affects a saint to my left or right. Conveniently enough, you're both.
Yes.
I can discard this, and then whoever the active player is, which is Mandi, gets to re-roll 1 die, then trash 1 die. And that's why I'm saying this might not be helpful, because you'll have to re-roll and then get rid of 1.
So it could be worse, but...
Yeah, it could potentially be worse.
Or the same.
But...
all right. Let's...
You want to give that a shot?
I mean, what have we got to lose at this point? At this point, I'm losing.
Okay. So there's also one more thing to look at here. I showed you the list of the cost order. This is more important for Dr. Z's, the character I'm playing, because I will show you his first ability. So when I, showing the arrow pointing down, play a wicked or healing gift, I lower the cost by 1. And what that means is when you're looking at that cost order, you physically go 1 lower on that order list. So the card I'm about to play, which is Bones, is a wicked card. It has that wicked keyword at the bottom. So it's relic, Wicked, and Conjure. And I would have to discard it to be able to use it, but instead of discard, I can do one lower, which is Recycle, because it is a Wicked gift.
It is a wicked gift.
It is a Wicked gift, because instead of discarded, it's at the bottom of my deck, which means it could potentially be shuffled back in, but more importantly, your deck is your health.
Right.
So I don't actually lose any health by playing this. So I will play that. I will recycle it. You get to re-roll a die, and then you have to trash a die.
So do I roll a
So,
3?
Might as well re-roll that.
All right.
Yep, keep those for now.
Okay.
Let's see something higher than a 3. That is not higher than a 3.
Exactly
All right.
the same thing.
So trash a die. We'll get rid of that. So you're still left with 10.
Wow, that's
And-
not impressive whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I can only amp it up to 11 because of my ability, and I have nothing else in this that will help me.
Okay.
Wow, what happened?
Well, you get to see how damage happens. Very early in the game, but you get to see how damage happens. So we are off by 2. If you want, you could recycle a gift matching a skill, but all it will do is negate 1 damage.
Right.
Damage is, again, this is your health. It's cards taken away from you. So you're going to have to, and this is mind, so you're going to have to take 2, this is body. So you would take 2 body damage. You're doing a body test.
Which is going to be horrific because guess
And
what?
you don't have any.
Nope.
So if you don't have the corresponding virtue of card, and just to show you quickly, each card that is a gift will have the corresponding color of symbol in the corner. So you can see right away, that is a rage, that is a soul, and that is a mind gift. Those are all.
As you can see, I have none of those
So
things.
no greens, which means 2 come out at random.
Okay, here's my slow shuffle. Sorry, I'm not like Michael with the shuffling. Alrighty.
All right, that and that, and those get discarded.
Not complaining.
But I have healing abilities, so
Yeah, we're not out for the count
Yeah.
yet.
now the other thing that happens, because this was not defeated, that threat gets shuffled back into the Nexus. Now it is still on your turn. If you have an omen that you wish to play, we can keep going.
Well, I think my turn has been horrific. So I may just want to keep it there for the time being.
You're good?
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
have to draw back up to 5.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a slow going right now, but that's because there is a lot of explanation. I'm not going to repeat stuff that we've already taught you, so you'll see that it will start to pick up a little quicker. So starting my turn, I draw from the Doom Clock. So here I've got an Omen of Doom Extravagance. I still have 2 more Omens of Hope.
Which is nice. More than I did.
I will go with the Omen of Hope Comfort.
Oh.
Or will I?
Seems like a good idea.
No, I was thinking that would heal 1 for you, but it does not.
Okay.
That is healing 1 to me, and I don't have any damage yet.
So it's not worth
Nope,
pointing
we're
at.
going to Doom. All right, Extravagance it is.
Mm-hmm.
So investigate, sacrifice, flip your Nexus to Doom, and investigate. If it is a gift, avoid it, then investigate again, which means when I'm playing the Extravagance, there's a greater chance that I will be going up against another threat, because if it's a gift, I have to shuffle it back in, and that's what avoid means. Avoid, you shuffle it back in, and then you have to draw another one to investigate. Now that only happens on the first draw, though. If it's a gift the second time, I just carry on. You don't keep going until you find a threat. All right.
Ugh, where was this card last turn?
So what am I up against? It's a threat right away, and it's the same Gutter Snipes.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Okay, we'll see if I can go up against this. This is the one that I tried to avoid before. They are going after me.
Let's see what can I
So
do
here's what
for
we're
you.
going to do. I'm going to play the Monsteropedia. So again, Gutter Snipes is either 12 body or 15 rage. I only have 2 dice of each. So it's impossible with rage, and with body I would have to get I'd have to get boxcars. I'd have to get 2 6s. So only a 1 in 36 chance of that. So I'm going to play the Monsteropedia. every gift has a discard ability to boost whatever its corresponding virtue is. So the virtue of this card is mind. I can discard this card to boost mind. And you can only boost once per encounter. Now the other ability on this is assembling using rage, which is what I'm about to do. I can discard this and use mind instead. And my mind is 4. Much better. And if I'm skilled in study, which I am, I have a skill of 2 for study, I can recycle this gift instead of discarding it. So you can see where Z's is all about making things a little less expensive, a little cheaper, a little more beneficial. So I get to recycle this and use mind instead, but I am still going up against that rage requirement, which is 15. So that's still going to be tough. 15 is not going to be easy.
So you're doing mind, but you're going up against the...
I'm going up against the rage count.
So I'm assuming we can have rage cards if you need it. Actually, my cards are not very useful for other people.
That is the only... Oof.
Yikes.
That's the only one that I have that I can use.
I have something during the assemble stage, but it's literally one card. It has the symbol with the 2 arrows.
Okay.
And then 1 straight up.
Yep. So basically it's anybody but you.
But me, exactly. Yep. Assemble using rage, recycle into, I'm assuming this is damage deck, and then add 1 rage die. So that's an option if you want to use it. Or sorry, it's not damage, into the active player's deck. So I'll recycle it, which means it's going to go back underneath my deck.
Would that one actually would recycle into...
oh, sorry, your deck.
Into my
active
deck,
player.
yeah. It would recycle into mine. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the murder board.
Yes.
I don't think we'll use that right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go with this. And unfortunately, you cannot assist me. Oh, this is going to be tough.
I didn't even have anything to help you out.
Well, I'm just going to try and get lucky. Let's see what happens. Nope.
What'd you need?
I needed 15.
Oy!
So 11 is the best I can pull off there. I do not get any rerolls. Oof. And that's going to be 4 damage. Yikes!
Oh! At this point, you would need, you've already rolled. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be during the...
yeah.
You're looking for something during the evaluate step.
Which is...
which I don't have anything.
And I have just this here, which I can use, but it's not enough.
Okay. Well, the Gutter Snipes takes us down again. Wow, this is a rough start. So I've got 11 versus 15. I have to take 4 damage. I have 4 cards. Those 4 cards are gone.
I could have added +2, but not the right threat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's going to get shuffled back in. Wow.
Wow, we are just getting
This is a rough start.
This is not good.
I need to talk less and drink more.
Okay. Wow. Womp womp.
So that's shuffled back in.
Woof.
My turn is over.
Oh, you mean you don't want to do any more investigations?
Now, end of turn. So we're on the Doom side. I'll show you the Doom side of the farm. At the top it shows, at end, you have to bury a random card from your discard pile. Not cool.
No, it's not.
Now, if I had beat it, it wouldn't have been a problem because there were no cards in my discard pile. So that wouldn't have, it wouldn't have affected me. But because there are cards in my discard pile, one of these is going to get buried, which means it gets put underneath my player card, effectively out of this play of the game, but can still be used to build my deck at the end of the game for future plays. And it was an Omen of Hope. Oh, okay.
I don't know if you need that.
Oh, yes, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so I draw back up.
Wow.
Over to you.
Rough go.
Yes.
Okay, top of the clock. Top of the... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's horrific.
So you can see where I was a little handcuffed because I had... It was nice to see 4 Omens of Hope at the start, but that meant I had only 2 items that were actually going to be of use to me.
Okay.
So I didn't have a lot of play in how I could assemble my dice. Things are better now.
Okay, so I think we're going to do the Omen of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback. So investigate, sacrifice, flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it. and
Okay.
evaluate, trash the highest mind die.
Okay, so ideally, she doesn't use mind for whatever the next check is, because then that will have no
Well,
effect.
that's right.
That would be a painful one for myself. I want to use mind because
Right.
I get 4 mind dice. What do we got? It's a
Oh,
gift.
it's a gift. Woohoo!
There. So it is a seer,
Mm-hmm.
15 mind, which is quite high, and you've got 3 mind, or 12. Oh, and you've only got
And
2.
I've got 2.
So 12 soul. So
Well,
it's 2
yeah.
dice to get 12,
Ah,
or 3 dice to get 15, but having to trash the highest, it was mind, correct?
yes.
Trash the highest mind die?
Mind
Yeah.
die. So just to
Ooh,
interrupt here.
yes.
Yes, I started off with cream soda. It's still cream soda, but it is brown looking. So yes, that is just how it looks. It is still cream soda. But yeah, the game's getting tough. We're not doing very well.
Okay.
So yeah, oh boy. Well, not gonna happen on 2 dice.
Well, and even if you went 3 for 15, you'd have to discard the highest one. So
Right.
that's even worse.
It's even worse.
So you're going to have to go with soul.
Soul is a problem.
Any matching skills? Ally, charm, or
So-
sense?
Oh boy.
Looking at your character card.
Yeah. So yeah, down here.
Yep. Do you have any matching? Ally,
Charm.
charm, or sense?
Charm, I have 1,
Okay, so that means you're going to get 1 extra die.
which is nice.
So let's start assembling your dice here.
What are we doing here? So we're using soul. So
Yes.
we've got 2.
Mhm.
And then this is
A
for bonus for having charm, which matches.
So again, you're looking to match those
Yeah.
skills,
and that's
and you can only match 1. So if you had, if she had charm 1 and sense 1, she could only add 1. If she had one that was like, for example, I have study 2. If that matched, that's obviously one that I would use because I'd get 2 dice for it.
that is legitimately all I have. And then in the evaluate stage,
All
I
right,
can add
let's
1.
see if I can help here.
Because I'm gonna need it.
Right. No, evaluate when trying.
This is rough.
Okay. I have something that will help
Okay,
if need be.
if required. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming this comes in the evaluate stage.
It'll be during evaluate. Yeah,
All
I
right.
cannot help you at the moment for getting more dice, but I can help you. Yeah, I can help you after the fact.
Okay.
And I could also assist. I could have you re-roll 3 dice up to 3, but we would have to mutate.
Yeah, which I don't know. We're not off to a strong start. So
You want to go without the assist?
what do you think? I mean, I feel it's early.
It is. And you know what? It's for a gift. Now, the gifts, if you miss it, it's sacrificed. It's gone. You have 1 chance to get it. It doesn't, you don't have to worry about damage like you
Right.
do with threats. So it's not as imperative for us to get it.
Right.
It's nice to get, though, because not only is it an additional card, it goes into your hand. So not only is it an additional card that will help you in future encounters, but it's 1 more life because, again, your deck is your life.
I mean, I think if it were a threat, I would
Yeah,
say yes.
okay.
But in this case,
All right. Good luck.
yes, thank you. Bon
Looking for
chance.
12. 18.
Bazinga!
Yikes. Nice.
Wow, that's impressive for me.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
seriously.
I'm working out the math. Anyway.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, just in its
A 1 in
glory.
216 chance. Yeah. Okay. Very nice. All right. We're off to the casino after this.
Yeah, definitely.
So you beat that
Yahoo!
into your hand.
Sweet. That comes to me.
Mhm.
And
And do you have any further?
you know what? Let's make up for
omens?
some lost time here.
Okay.
Am I-
Before you carry on.
Yes.
We are on the doom side here. So again, at end, you have to bury 1 random card
Correct.
from your discard pile. Do you have anything in your discard pile?
I do.
You do.
So this is a random.
So random card goes buried. We need to get that back to the hope side, ideally.
Okay.
Or get us down to no discard pile so that it doesn't affect us like this.
Ooh.
So this gets buried underneath your character. Yep.
Bye-bye. Well,
Okay.
I could play another card, but it's not going to change anything. It'll still be working off of Doom, which
Okay.
well, you know what? Why not? I think I'm going to play it. Hold on before I say that. Let me do a little reading here. I'm going to have to play it eventually,
You are.
but do you want me to wait?
You would end up losing that omen.
Which is...
Now, the omens, again, that's what you need to investigate, which is what you need to advance the story.
Well, that's not a nice one.
And you only have 24 here, plus the 4 that we each had in our deck. So you don't want to be losing too many omens. And there was an omen that I lost there.
Right. I didn't lose an omen there.
Because that's how many turns you get. If you go with Omen of Doom, again, whether you win or lose, at the end, you're going to have to bury another card from your discard pile, which means you would actually lose that omen. I have a way around that if I go next.
Okay, so we'll leave it. Actually, I'm going to have to get rid of a card. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have one too many. So we can end it there.
Okay.
And then I have to get rid of a card.
You have one too many?
One too many.
Okay.
So I forget if it's random or not.
You would just pick a card, recycle it. Yeah. So
well, I have a lot of this, so we're going to get rid of it.
So at the end of your turn, you can discard any cards you wish. And then if you are still over your hand size, you would recycle anything, which means you put them to the bottom of your deck. Or if you were short cards, you would draw back up. So if you wanted to, you could discard and then draw back up to try and dig through to find cards that you're looking for in your deck once you get to know your deck. If you're looking for something specific. Recycle. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Discard is damage.
Okay.
We're good to go.
Okay, so here we go. It is another Omen of Doom, so that doesn't help us with flipping it to the Hope side. However...
But you have a workaround, apparently.
Yes, because one way to avoid that penalty at the end of your turn of burying a card in your discard pile is to not have a discard pile.
Yep.
So during the support phase, which is after start, we can support, so we can support each other with cards like this. I have Extra Shot, which is like an extra shot of caffeine with a syringe there. Yeah. I don't know how you take your caffeine, but...
Okay, sure.
During the support phase, I can sacrifice this and heal the target player, or the active player, sorry, heals 3. So I'm the active player, I can heal 3, and I have 3 cards. That means I can actually get rid of my discard pile. Nice. Now, this is a healing card, which means instead of sacrifice, which would remove it from the game and not be available for future builds of my deck, as Dr. Z's, I get to reduce the cost of that, so I get to bury it instead of sacrifice. So it does go underneath my character card, and I can use that at the end of the game to rebuild my deck. Nice. The other thing that's on that card is if I'm skilled in resist, which I am, I could heal 4 instead. So I'm not getting the full benefit I could out of it, but right now we need to get rid of our discard piles to keep going at that location while it's on Doom. So I'm healing. When you heal, they get randomly taken from your discard pile. In this case, it's all 3 anyway, and then shuffled into your deck. Okay, so that's that. That got rid of my discard pile. That's great. And these are both Deviltree, so I will play Omen of Doom Deviltree. To investigate, I sacrifice this. I recycle a random card, so a random card from my hand, flip Nexus to Doom, and investigate. So we can get rid of that. If you would like to grab one of those, here we go. It'll be recycled, so that's, ooh, my extra razor blades, oh no.
Sorry.
Extra razor blades, but at least it's still not in my discard pile, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I get to investigate.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Hello.
Minion 3. Okay, so if we look at the powers. So this is where I was saying for this scenario, Minion 3 is just a numbering system. Because we're trying to find our way through this corn maze. Each Nexus needs to be done in order, 1, 2, and 3. We now know that this is Nexus number 3. We can just move on to another Nexus and try and find one. So it does say that if you confront versus a Minion C, a Class C Minion, which Minion 3 is, you display that archetype at the Nexus. So what I like to do is I just put this at the bottom of the Nexus deck, showing this is deck 3. If we had gone up against one of the other minions, one of the true threats, we defeat it, we don't actually win that Nexus. What we would do is we'd get to dig for the numbering, pull that out, and then we'd have to shuffle that minion back in. But I'll show that when and if we get to it. So that's the end of that investigation, and during the end step, I would have to discard, but I do not have a discard pile, or sorry, berry for my discard. I don't have to do that. However, we are going to move. So this is where we actually get to take advantage of your additional power. So I'm going to show you your card again.
Here we go.
So Gabriella's second power here, again, it's showing anybody at, it's showing when anybody at her nexus moves, including herself. You may move with that player, or that player may move with you. So normally,
thank you.
You're welcome. At the end of my turn, I can move. Mandi would be starting. She'd be stuck there and not able to move until the end of her turn. But with that ability, I'm going to move. Would you like Festival or the Lot?
Ooh, Festival sounds like a
All
party.
right, let's go to the Festival. So while I'm moving with Mandi's ability, she can actually move with me. So we are both now at the Festival. I could then, actually, that was the move. So I draw back up. I get 2 more cards. I'm at 6. Over to you.
Oh, wow.
So that's part of the solution. We now know that's the 3rd pile we have to go to. So now we need to figure out which of these is one.
Festival goes with the pumpkin beer.
It totally does, absolutely.
See? Subconsciously I did that. And to talk to Nerfenstein, yes, it's so, by the way, everyone's really enjoying the explanation, so that's clear
good.
for a lot of people. This is the type of game you'll know is for you or if it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those games that I love playing it. This is definitely a game that I know is right up your alley.
I'm enjoying it. I love
enjoy
the theme behind it, yep.
But I don't think this is a game that I personally would like. I would love to play it with you, though. So I get where Nerfenstein's coming from.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is a lot of explanation heavy up front, but it's worth it. It's worth it to get through.
But not a bad game when
No.
I'm saying that at all.
No.
Okay, so now we need to start from the beginning. So I need to draw from here. Wow, that's just exactly what I drew last time. Oh.
So we're at a new nexus.
Right.
So we'll look at what the power
Let's
is
take
here.
a look. That might make a difference.
If you take damage, so during the damage step, soul damage cannot be decreased.
Oh.
So sometimes when you do take damage, there's ways to minimize or decrease the damage that you're taking. This is saying specifically soul damage cannot be decreased. That's not as punishing as the farm nexus, where we started to have to bury cards out of our
And it's already on the doom side, so
Yep.
I can play this. Extravagance. Investigate. Sacrifice, flip your nexus to doom and investigate it, which it's already there.
Okay.
If it is a gift, avoid it, then investigate again.
Okay.
Sigh. All right, so thank you. Oh,
okay. Minion 12.
not expecting that.
Right on the top of the deck.
Oh.
So here we go. So again, looking at the mission card. Under powers, it says here that if you confront a minion C, which 11 and up, looking at confront versus the Hayman, we need to, or the Dust Bunny. If we win, because we still don't know if this is 1 or 2, we know it's not 3.
Right.
We don't know if it's 1 or 2. If we win versus this, we then get to display minion C. We get to dig through here and see what number it is. But then this is going to be shuffled back into the deck. So basically, we have to try and defeat it twice. Good luck.
Yeah.
So 12 is a Dust Bunny.
Okay.
Now, these are tricky. These... So this is a true threat, which is indicated by the crowned skull at the top, and of course it says true threat right there. It can be defeated with mind or body, and then it has something for the initiate step, and that's basically at the start of trying to defeat it.
Right.
The first thing you do is you have to do a body check and basically defeat at 9. So you have to do body at 9. What is your body dice?
It's 3.
3? That's not too bad.
It's not terrible.
And you can use sense. So I think this is something else that I've seen in the boards where people were unsure what that meant in the bracket. It might be a little fuzzy there, but initiate, body, sense, 9. Sense means that's the only skill you can use when doing this check, as opposed to if you're trying to defeat the true threat itself, you could use sense, resist, or dreamer. But for this initiate step, it's only the sense skill that you can use.
Right, which I do not have.
Okay. So you've got 3 dice.
Yeah, we're doing
And you need
body.
a 9. Yep, doing body.
So it's green. I mean...
Maybe this is the time I assist. I could give you 2 re-rolls if I assisted.
Or... I do have something I could use. What stage are we at now? We are here.
And keep in mind that
it's not a threat.
this is just... So basically you need to defeat this initiate step before you can even go up against the threat itself, which is the 12 body, 12 body, 12 mind.
This is horrible. Add 1 body or rage die. If no.
Keep stuff for the threat itself.
Yeah, so you know what? We're not going to use that because I'm probably going to need it later. All right.
So if she did not, before you
Yes.
do roll, so it does say here that initiate body, sense 9, as I was saying. If you fail, shuffle this threat into your nexus, then confront the top card of your nexus. So you don't get to defeat it. You don't get to see what number it is. This gets shuffled back in, and you have to confront the next card. If you do succeed at this, then you can actually go up against the Dust Bunny itself. And we would like to try and defeat this if we can.
So I think that I may not want to use all of my cards.
So I think I
Unless
should assist at this
you're
point.
going to have
You've got
to.
3 dice.
Yes, 3
dice for 9
body,
isn't too bad, but
we'll be chancing it.
let's make sure. So now you get to see.
McDrizzle13. Well, hello. That is one nifty outfit. Thank you. I got to stop with the online shopping, but gotta call him a name.
Okay, so you get to see your first assist here.
Okay.
So the first thing is we need to mutate this confrontation.
Oh boy.
Now there are 5 mutations here, and you pick one randomly. They're double-sided, so I find it's kind of awkward to shuffle 5 cards without looking. And so what I like to do is I roll 1 die to pick a card. If it's a 6, just re-roll, and then we have to roll a die to figure out what the result is. So card 3, we've got a swarming mutation.
Yep.
And each card, I'll show you why they're double-sided. So this one, the swarming mutation, this side is used, the white side is to win versus threats, and the back side is a mutation that you use for all other checks. So we are going up against a threat. Swarming, that might not be too good. And I'll roll since I'm the one that's actually assisting. 3.
That's not terrible.
So when you terminate, a saint at each other nexus must confront a copy of this threat, which would be very bad. However, there are no saints at the other nexuses. No effect is basically what that means. If there was, say I had not gone here with Mandi and I was still at the farm, I would now have to go up against this threat as well, which we don't want to have to be going up against multiple copies of it.
Work this together.
So no effect there. I get to assist you. You get to re-roll 2 dice, up to 2 dice, if you wish.
So let's do that. And McDrizzle13 owns this game, but I'm terrified to try it. So finicky.
It is, but hopefully this is going to help.
Wow.
Another 18. Unbelievable. And this is on camera.
This is
we
great.
are going to the casino. Oh my. Wow. That's amazing. That's
darn tootin' it is.
Okay. I'm a little scared with that, actually. That's
See? Faith.
Now, that was just to get past that initiate step. Now you need to defeat the Dust Bunny itself.
Yeah, watch. Now that this needs to seriously count, it's going to be something else.
So now it's body or mind.
All right. Let's take a look. So my body's at 3, mind is 3, so really I'm just trying to see if there's anything here. I have...
And now you're looking for a 12. Do you think you can get that 18 again? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen with that. So we're now at the point where I can use... The only thing I can use is at the assemble.
Now, do you have any of the skills? I know you don't have sense.
Resist. I do have resist, so I could definitely get,
so you get a bonus
die for that. And if I'm going to go with body, I'll steal those green ones from you, please.
They worked before.
Yes. So hopefully that'll help me out. And then I do have something, but it helps me at the assemble versus a threat. So I don't know.
This is the threat.
Threat.
Yep.
Oh, true threat. Okay,
yep.
I didn't see that there.
Yep.
And recycle active player, add 1 body or rage die. If you are not skilled in strike, which I am, then I would suffer a body damage, but I am.
So you're, yep.
So I could use this if
I think it's worth it.
Worth using it.
We need to defeat these. This is the goal of the game. So.
All right. So this one would get recycled, and I would add a body or a rage die. So body in this case.
Okay. You could also just discard it.
Sure.
To boost body.
Oh, I have to discard is right.
Yep. This helps other people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show this card so people can see what we're talking about here. Yeah, or you could recycle it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I can put in the discard.
I can heal you as well.
Okay, that was my concern. So you can explain.
So here's the
why
card.
I was conflicted.
The Halligan bar. So it is a body gift, which means, like I said, any gift can be discarded to boost the corresponding virtue. So it would be boost body, and again, you can only boost once per check. The other benefit to this is when you assemble versus a threat. So this is when anybody that is either at your location or your, sorry, that is not location. Anybody to your left or right, which in this case is myself, or Mandi, assembles versus a threat, they can recycle this card, and the active player adds one body or rage die. And if she's not skilled in strike, she would have to suffer damage. But she is actually skilled in strike.
So that's why I had a bit of dilemma deciding if I wanted to recycle or discard.
I guess recycle might as well.
Yeah, and that way it's not going to my. So this is going to give me an extra.
Extra body. So did you get that already?
I did not, because I have 3 bodies, so I need that.
And you got your bonus. Excellent.
And I think that hopefully will do it.
So no assist this time?
I mean, how many? 12?
You need 12. That doesn't help. Assemble. It's charming or soul.
I mean, that's a fair amount of dice.
There's nothing I can do. All right.
So we'll give it a go.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Should have assisted. Oh boy.
But how?
So what do we got? We've got 3, 5, 7. That is not even close. Do you have anything that helps during evaluate?
Not for body. Soul. Wow, that is upsetting.
Assemble versus rage.
Nope, it's all not for that. Darn it.
I do not have anything that would help.
Okay. Re-roll.
No. You could have if I had assisted.
Well, I thought I had like a million dice. That wouldn't have been a problem.
All right, so 7. You needed 12. That's 5 damage. How many cards do you have? 4. They're all gone.
Wow. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
So, damage. You don't have to worry about anything over what your hand size is. In this case, it's 5 damage that Mandi would have to take. Only 4 cards means she only suffers the 4 damage because that's all she has to give.
Yes, those were the exact same dice that rolled like a 13 or...
Yeah, no, 18 is what you rolled with 3 dice.
With 3. Yeah. I had, what, 5?
126 to 1, and yeah, you got it. But yeah, 5 dice, not so good. It
works best under pressure, apparently.
So now this is going to get shuffled back in. We do not advance any further here.
That's unfortunate. And McDrizzle, to answer your question, that is something I'll speak to Michael about. I've actually played the game several times, and I talked about it on the Dice Tower podcast, talking about Scott Pilgrim card game. It actually would be a good one on the stream. So I know it well, so we can definitely look at it.
I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, but something we can look at, and yeah, that's great. So that's what we want. So definitely something we can pull on the stream if you're interested.
And don't be scared of this game. The rules can be a little fiddly, yes, but it's worth getting through it. I'm hoping that this will help. Along with, there's been some good threads on BGG. A lot of them are asking questions, but there's also answering questions, and an FAQ was just released.
Just not too long ago.
2 days ago, I think it was. Yeah.
Ooh, ouch. Yes, ouch is right. I get to draw back.
Yeah, so you draw back up.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, I think if we get that again, we need to assist.
Yeah, we're going to have to, because that was horrific.
Okay, here we go. Drawing from the Doom Clock.
Yep.
Moment of Hope, which is good, but I don't think it's imperative that I use that here.
Okay.
Because the suffer here was damage, soul damage cannot be decreased. That's okay. Although, so I've got 2 omens that I can use. I have 1 Omen of Hope, 1 Omen of Doom. I would like to save the Omen of Hope. However, the Omen of Doom, if I use that now, I sacrifice this card and then I have to recycle a random card before I can investigate.
Oui.
I would not want to have to recycle my Omen of Hope.
Yeah, that would be awful.
So I think instead I'll use the Omen of Hope first so that I can get it out of my hand, and then I'll use the Omen of Doom after. So here we go. Hush. I flip Nexus to Hope. And investigate. In avoid, I may avoid. So there is a step looking at that card that shows the turn order and the timing structure behind it. When you investigate, you flip the top card. There is a step in there to avoid, but you can only do that if something triggers the avoid step. And in this case, the Omen of Hope that I'm using does say I may avoid if there's something bad there. I can say, oop, nope, I'm out. And then you just shuffle that back in. So let's see what's here. Oh, boy. It's another threat. It's the thing in the basement.
Oh, lovely.
With the quote of, let's look around and see what's here. No. Okay, let's see here. It's using mind or soul, which is great. That's what I'm highest in. I have a mind of 4. And if I win, I get to search my nexus for an archetype and reload it into its nexus. Ooh, which means I could get the numbered minion that we're looking for, bring it to the top of the deck, and then that's it. I can investigate again with my Omen of Doom. Okay. This is worth going for. I am not going to avoid it. So again, I could have avoided using the Omen of Hope that I've played, but I will not avoid this. I'll try and defeat this.
Oh, okay.
Now we're seeing the hope side of the festival. Cheers to the festival. If I win versus a threat, I get to heal a soul gift, which would be great if I had something to heal. I do not.
Yeah. No, I've got all the damage.
But also, if I win versus a threat with my ability, somebody at my location can also heal. I could heal you one.
Thank goodness.
So this is one to go for. I'm going to try this.
All right.
So assemble my dice. I get 4 mind.
You're doing mind, okay?
Yep. 4 mind, needing a 12.
I cannot help you.
And uses sense. I do not have the sense ability. That would be sense ability.
Ow.
2 words, not the sensibility to do so.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to discard my memory killer, which is a gift.
Right.
And just to use it to boost mind. So because I already have all 4 mind dice, I take a bonus die for that. So that's got me at 5.
And I can't even help you otherwise. No cards, and this doesn't help you either. Well, with the exception of the evaluate stage, but that's it. No re-rolling allowed here.
Okay, 5 dice, needing 12.
You
That's
did it.
got it. Yep.
Nice.
15. That'll work. So that is defeated. So win. I get to search my nexus for an archetype and reload it. Don't mind if I do.
Getting some good stuff.
All right. There's minion 1. So I get to reload that. So I shuffle the rest because obviously I don't get to know the order of those.
Okay.
However, this now is at the top, and we will now know that this is location 1, and that's the location we need to go for.
Right.
Also, because I win versus a threat, I get to heal a soul gift. I used a mind gift, so that doesn't help me there. But with my ability, win versus a threat, myself or somebody at my location can heal 1. So let's randomly heal one of your discards.
Alrighty.
Let's go with that one. So that'll get shuffled back in. So what did we got? The pearl-handled revolver.
Yes.
Okay. Now is the time that I will use the Deviltry Omen of Doom. So I sacrifice this. I recycle 1 random card, flip the Nexus to Doom, and then investigate. So 1 random card gets recycled, which means bottom of my deck, and that was my picks. That's all right.
Could be worse.
And I investigate. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
It is, this is gone. I defeated that already.
Yes, you did.
Minion 1. So that gets displayed. Now we need to go hunting for the true threats that are in there. We know this is the first one. So this is the first location, nexus, that we are going to try and seal. That is the end of my turn. I am out of omens. I draw back up, and I get a little worried about my deck size. I've got 4 cards left there.
That's not good.
Nope.
All right, well, we'll see what we can do about that. All right, so I draw. Ooh, interesting. What are we looking at here? Well, of course it is. That won't be applicable.
Hope the explanation's going well here. If there are any questions, by all means, ask them.
All right, so I think we're going to play this Omen of Hope,
Yes.
Judgment, Investigate, Sacrifice, draw one card, then flip your Nexus to Hope,
Okay.
and investigate it. And then if you have 5+ Enduring Fragments, stash this Omen.
So there's a section on the Omen cards that I've kind of been glossing over because they are irrelevant for our playthrough right now. So for example, the last Omen of Hope I played says if you have 6+ Enduring Fragments, stash this Omen. What that is referring to, I touched on it a bit, saying that there are ways that you can get fragments in your halo around your card. These are things that basically will make you stronger. And what these Omens of Hope are essentially saying is if you're too strong, these get stashed. Stashed means there's a section in the box, they have a divider for it, they're put there, and they're effectively out of the box. You cannot use those cards anymore. So as you get stronger, hope starts disappearing, which means there's going to be more doom, which means the game itself gets harder as well. So it has this mechanism where as you get stronger, the game gets stronger as well.
Yes.
Irrelevant right now because we don't have any fragments around our halo. Fragments are something that you will get as you win each scenario.
Okay, so we need to draw one card, then flip Nexus to Hope.
Okay,
and
so you're going to
investigate.
draw a card from your deck.
Yes. Oh, well, that's nice.
So again, win versus the threat.
Yeah.
You get to heal a soul gift. And you're up against a gift.
Oh, using body or soul. I think body might be the way to go in this one.
So the body requirement on this card is 9. The soul requirement is 13.
Yeah, I have 2 soul and 3 body.
Yep, I think body's the way to go.
I'm going to steal 3 of those.
Absolutely.
Do we need anything to boost
I don't think I
that?
need to assist you. This is just to
No.
get a gift.
And I can actually, I have a card that can help me.
Okay. It might not even be imperative.
No, I don't even know if I need to use it because I could use this card for something else later. And I'm going for 9.
Yep.
Well, all right, let's give it a go.
If you miss it, you miss it. Not
Yeah,
a big deal.
Not at the end of the world. Oops.
8.
But I have my ability I can do here where I can recycle one gift matching your skill to add +1.
So again, Gabriela's skills are...
Charm, Hack, Resist, and Strike.
So any cards that Mandi has that has those key words at the bottom, she can recycle one of those and bump up her result by 1.
So I think I will recycle the Pix, which has the Hack skill.
Okay.
So that will be recycled.
And your 8 magically becomes a 9, which is exactly what you needed to defeat that. So that gift goes into your hand.
Excellent choice. Alrighty. And then... let's just see if this can happen. It could happen. Okay, I'm going to play another one.
Sure.
Omen of Hope, Good Karma.
Okay.
So investigate. Flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. It's already there. In Assemble, using Soul, add a bonus die.
Okay.
If you have 4+ Enduring Fragments, stash this Omen. We're not doing that.
All right. Another gift.
No, not the one I was looking for, but it's something. Good gracious.
Those are some big numbers.
That's high.
This is for a card called Geofence. There is Mind requiring 15 or Body requiring 13.
But I will get an additional die because I do share a skill.
Good.
So let's start if I decide, well, Mind or Body, it really doesn't matter at this point, but let's see what I've got in my hand before I make any decisions.
Oh, it matters.
Well,
Body
15.
needing 13, yeah.
But I'm just seeing what I have in my hand to see if it makes a difference. Actually, no, we will be going with Body. So Body is 3+. I'm going to get
a bonus die.
A bonus die for my skill that matches.
Very good.
And ba-doop. Let's see here because I think I might need some assistance here.
Do you literally want an assistance of re-rolling 2 dice?
No. For a card that I may have.
Okay.
So I can discard to boost my body.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really odd, but
Is it worth discarding cards for?
well, and
Again, this is not a threat, so it's not imperative to try and defeat it. It's nice to
it's
get
a nice
it.
to have.
But let's see here. Assemble versus an Animus or Skinwalker card. Recycle. Add 2 bonus dice. That's nice.
I literally would need to roll really high on this.
Damage versus a threat. Recycle. If you are skilled in hack,
Which
do not suffer the damage.
I am.
Nice card. I don't know if we need
Wait
to press
use
that
something else?
hard. Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? We'll just go with what we have and
Okay.
hope for the
Looking
best.
for a 13. That would do it.
Wow,
14.
look at that.
Very nice.
Yes.
That goes into your hand.
Excellent. All right, and I think that's, I'm going to have to
And Mandy could
down.
keep
1,
playing.
2,
I'm going to
3,
show you
4,
the
5,
turn order again, so the timing of everything. So basically what we're doing each turn is, at the top, it's investigate. You play the Omen card, flip the top card, and then you avoid it if something says that you can, or confront it. And when you confront it, you go through the steps that we've been describing, assembling your dice, and then evaluating. And then when you win or lose, that's what happens. And then there's in brackets here that you can repeat, support, and investigate steps as desired. So you can keep on playing Omen cards to keep investigating. However, once you hit Sanctify or lower, so for example, if something says go to end, that is the end of your turn because you've now passed that step where you could repeat. So once you get to one of these, you now need to just continue on to end, and then it moves on to the next player's turn.
I think I will play this Omen that I
Sure.
have because, so it's the
Do
Omen
it.
of Hope, Starlight. So investigate, flip your nexus to Hope, which we're already there, and examine 1. Then you may investigate it.
Okay.
So, and it goes on to talk about fragments, but we don't
Yeah,
have
don't
that.
worry about that. Okay.
So let's
What do we got?
take a gander.
We have another gift.
Interesting.
Soul or body is what we're
And-
looking at.
Oh, no, that's win versus a threat.
Yeah. Well.
Or do you want to take care of that?
Oh, here's what I'm contemplating. This is getting a little bit more into the strategy behind it. Like I said at the end of my last turn, I'm getting a little concerned at the fact that I've only got 4 cards left, and cards are life. That's a gift I could probably get quite easily. I've got 3 soul, needing 8. I think I can get that. The downside is we're effectively burning an Omen to let me go after that. And Omen is the timer in the game, right? These Omen cards are the timer. I don't know if we want to ditch an Omen card just to pass that over to me. So I say go for it.
I was hoping it was going to be something else.
If you can get it into your hand, great. There are ways to start passing cards around, and maybe we'll start doing that at the end of a turn.
Yep.
You could start handing me some cards so that I don't have to worry as much.
So unfortunately, I do not have any, skills in common.
Okay.
With that, so it would be purely based on either 2 soul dice, which...
So it's 2 for 8.
Or
3
for 11.
3 for 11. 3 for 11, I think, is the better way to go
I
there.
would agree. I mean, if worse comes to worse, I do have something I could use, but... I have 2 things I could use, actually. I could use this to... I have a couple things here that I could discard to boost body. Is it really worth it? I do have 2 cards to do this, so...
That help you before or after the fact?
It's a discard, boost body.
Oh, to boost body, right. Okay. If it's not a strong card, I say go ahead, do that.
Yeah, it's not...
Because if we can get some collective cards and start taking advantage of the passing cards, that might be a good thing to do.
I mean, I do have
purely
something...
for the number of cards that we have.
I do have something that allows me to avoid versus a threat,
Okay.
but I don't know if we want to be doing that right now.
No, we need to get rid of those
That's
threats.
what I thought.
Yeah.
So I think I'll use this to discard, and it'll boost my body.
Okay.
So...
One more die.
Over there, thank you. And we'll go with that and see how that fares for us.
We've got 10, needing 11. Do you have a card that you can discard?
Body?
Nope, matching one of your skills.
My skills, sorry. Sorry, yes. Charm, hack, resist, or strike. I mean, that's not a problem. I'm just trying to determine which one I want to get rid of.
Now, if somebody's watched one of the latest video that was released as sort of the tutorial, they had the Enter Here tutorial, which didn't really teach much. It was more just watching people play. They released a better one, but I think that's one of the mistakes they actually made in that video was for Gabriella's ability, it does say that you discard a card. I just want to get the exact quote here.
Sure.
Recycle one gift, matching your skill to add +1. The skills are the words at the bottom. In this case, charm, hack, resist, and strike. What they were doing was they were actually discarding a card that matched the virtue that was being used, in this case, body. But it is actually discard a skill. So I think that's one of the mistakes they were making in that game.
So I will be discarding Geofence,
yep.
and it matches my hack skill.
Okay.
And it is a recycle, so it actually goes under here.
Yep. So that lets her bump it up by 1. So now you're at 11. Yep. That's a success. Into your hand.
Woohoo!
Very nice.
2, 3, 4. And that will be the end of my turn, and then I draw back up to 1.
Okay. Before you do that, though.
Yes.
So we're at the transfer step.
Right. You said you wanted to...
You can move, or you can give a card. I wouldn't mind taking a card from you. How's your...
that's good to know.
What's up?
In reference to what you were talking about, it is, and they still taught it that way last weekend at the open house.
Okay.
So, unfortunately...
Yeah, and you know, like I said at the start of this video, one of the biggest learning curves is just the terminology behind everything. So I'll reiterate that because it sounds like people are being misinformed. Right. Or maybe the rules are wrong because I'm going by the letter of the rules here. A skill is what's listed at the bottom of the card.
Yep.
Virtues are the 4 stats that you have around your card.
Okay.
So what is your deck size looking like?
Well, it's got a few
Very
there.
good. So much more than the 4 that I have?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, and frankly, I'm not even too concerned about what the card is. I'm more worried about the number of cards that I have right now. So if you don't mind giving one up. And she gets to do this before the end step, which is where she redraws back up. So if there's anything there that is disposable to you.
Well, that for sure, because none of the...
Thank you. Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that should suffice.
Yeah, and this is just more about keeping my life up. Yeah. I can heal, but I can only heal what's in my discard pile, and I've only got 1 card there. Part of the problem is the cards that are buried right now. That's what's hurting a bit. Okay, so it's over to me?
Yeah, I'll draw back up.
Okay, here we go. I have an Omen of Doom. Unfortunately, it is the only Omen I have, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to sacrifice, flip my Nexus to Doom, investigate. In damage, I first bury 1 card. I don't want to be burying any more, but I need to do this. And another threat. Devil Bird.
Hey.
This is not good.
No.
Here, I'll show.
Actually, and McDriddle talked about potentially the symbology is a lot in the game, potentially making a cheat sheet, and that's not a bad idea when you're starting.
Yeah.
When you're starting.
It wouldn't be a bad idea for sure.
I agree.
So here we have the Devil Bird. It's a threat that I'm going up against, and this has something for initiate, which means at the start, right away, somebody at this location, at this nexus, has to suffer 1 rage damage before I even go up against it.
Wow.
So having said that, it can be either of us. I do not have any rage, so I'll show my hand.
You don't have any rage.
Rage is the red one, and you can see my hand, you can see right away. None of those are red. So because it says suffer rage damage, it would have to be a rage card first. If there are no rage cards, then it's 1 random comes out of my hand. But it is anybody at this location. Now, if you have a rage card
I do.
that is expendable, if it's a strong one, you know, because I don't have any, so I wouldn't have any way to assist in rage one way or the other. If you have one that is expendable, we could do that. Otherwise, I'm okay with random from here.
I mean, it's a nice one, but I haven't really used rage that much thus far. Although I'm pretty equal across the board with the exception of soul.
Is it, do you only have the 1?
Just the 1.
Okay, so again, a little into the strategy side of things. I am not strong in rage at all. I want to avoid rage at all costs because I only have a rage of 2. So Mandi's going to be the one that'll be going up against things that require rage, ideally. And if she's only got the 1 card, I'd rather not lose the one that she has. I'm fine with going random from my hand instead.
Alrighty.
So, random. Losing my Monsteropedia. That's one of my best cards because it lets me. That's the one that I used earlier, where instead of using rage, I get to flip it to mind where I am strong. So that's one of my best cards. It lets me avoid. Now, I do actually have another Monsteropedia, so I'm okay.
Plethora.
Now I get to go up against this. So it is.
How many cards are left in your deck that you'll have to draw? So I guess maybe at the end of...
You always draw back up to your hand size. So right now I'm back at 6, which is my hand size, so that's okay. And I've got four left in here. Ideally, I don't spend too many of these because if I do, and I don't have enough to draw from here, I have to draw a death card from the box. I've not had to draw a death card yet in any game that I've played.
Let's hope that doesn't come
but
to that.
I'll cover that if we get to it. And if we don't, I'll cover it at the end of the game, explaining the Halo again, because that would get put into the Halo. Okay, so I've got 12 body or 12 rage. My rage is 2. My body is 2. This is just all kinds of not good. Animus and Sense are the skills. I don't have either of those. I have no body and no rage cards in my hand.
Let me see, what can I
Yikes.
do? Body, I could...
Okay.
Ooh,
well, like I said, I do have another Monsteropedia card here. I'm going to use it.
So, because I do have something that could help you in the assemble stage.
That's for rage, though?
No, I have a body.
For body, eh?
Yeah, an assemble, it has, let me just make sure I'm reading that symbol correctly. A saint at your nexus.
Yep.
Assemble, discard, active player, add 1 body die.
Add 1, so I would get 3 needing 12. Hold on to that.
All right.
Because I'm going to go with my Monsteropedia.
Okay.
And that lets me flip it from rage to mind. So instead of 2 dice, I'm going to get 4. If you don't mind passing me 4 of the purple dice, please.
Yes. There you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And unfortunately, I think that's about it.
Okay.
I have something that could help me after the fact if need be. But let's see what happens. All right, needing 12. 12 it is.
Wow, look at that. Wow, we're just on the brink.
So, nothing Nexus-wise has any effect. However, win versus a threat, somebody gets to heal 1. If you don't mind, I'm going to do the healing for myself.
Yes, 'cause you need
I've got 2 Monsteropedias in here. Just don't pick the 1 and 3 that is not the Monsteropedia.
I can't make any promises.
Come on, Monsteropedia. Yes. All right.
Okay,
so I get one of those back in the deck. Those are the best card for Dr. Z's because it lets him avoid those rage confrontations. And that is gone. And that is my turn because I don't have any more. I don't have any more omens to play.
Yeah.
I will not give any cards because I was already getting short, so I've got 5 in hand, I draw 1. So I still have the 4 that I had when I started last turn. So that's good. I went through a turn without taking any more from there.
All right.
Over to you.
So let us do this. Oh, that's kind of nice. Okay, so we will play that. Moment of Hope.
The hookup.
A hookup. Investigate. Flip your nexus to hope and investigate it. In assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die.
All right. So we're looking for a gift.
Yes.
You're getting all the gifts.
Sweet.
So right away, take your bonus die before you forget it.
Yoink.
So a grimoire.
Oh boy. It's looking
Looking
high.
for a, 16 mind, which, again, you can only keep the top 3 dice.
Oh, that's a lot.
Although you've rolled 18 twice.
Yeah, well.
But still. 16 mind or 13 soul. Both of which are 2. Oh, your mind is 3, but...
But none of those, I have none of the skills in common. I would definitely be going mind in this one, which would be 3.
3 for 16 or 2
and
for 2.
I can discard a card to boost mind, or I can recycle to add a body die. Oh, sorry.
Body won't help you.
Sorry, no, we're doing mind. Excuse me. I was looking at mind, but it says for body, but we're not doing body. So I would have to discard this.
Mind, eh? Well, I could get you a reroll if you wish to mutate this check.
Boy, that seems...
And you get to reroll 4 dice.
I mean...
That is a strong assist.
But do we really...
High requirement. This must be a good card.
Well...
So any saint during the support step. So again, the support step is right after the start. So you pull a card from here, then it's support step, and that's normally a healing sort of phase. You can bury this, and the active player heals all their conjure and surge gifts. Well, let's see here. I've got
I feel like the better card
1 surge.
I don't think I have very many surges in here. I sure don't.
You know what? I don't think we need to push that hard for that card.
No, so if I get it, great. If not, well, that's life.
Yeah, let's not burn through any resources to get it.
And we won't be getting it, so.
11. Yeah, you needed 16?
Yeah.
Not even close.
No.
Okay, that's fine. So that's gone.
It's like the more dice I have, the worse I roll. I don't understand.
That's gone, but no harm.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now at this point, one thing I will mention is, yes, that would have been nice to have in our hand right now, but something to consider is that at the end of the game, any cards that are sacrificed like that out of the game means you don't get to use them when you rebuild your deck for future plays, because you do carry your character over from play to play. So if there was a card that you thought, well, I might not need it now, but it might be great in future missions, you might push a little harder to get that. But right now we're just trying to show you the one mission. We don't need to push to get cards in for future plays right now.
That will end my turn, and I'm at 5 cards.
Okay, so back to me.
Yes.
Drawing from the clock, Omen of Doom, Curiosity. Going to play it because it's the only one I have. Flip Nexus to Doom.
Okay.
And investigate. I cannot play powers to avoid during this investigation. You know what? That's okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to avoid whatever comes up. I'm going head on against, another Grimoire.
Oh.
I have a better chance at this because I have 4 mind.
Yes.
So it's the exact same card that Mandi was trying for.
But just did not go well for me.
And let's see here. So I start with 4. I'm just going to grab another purple here. Relic, Conjure, and Study. Ooh, I have Study 2, which means I get 2 bonus dice.
I never have any of mine at 2. Oh, actually, none of mine are at 2.
I've only got 3 skills, whereas you've got 4. So
right.
I'm a little more specialized.
I see that.
I think that's good. I've got 6 dice.
That seems like a lot. Maybe roll them like a little bit at a time. That seems to do the trick.
Is that how you're getting your 18s? All right, here we go. That would be 16 right there.
Yep.
Boom. Done.
Nicely done.
I will take that Grimoire. Thank you very much. And I don't have any more omens, so I do have 1 extra card here, and that is okay with me. Yes, so now I recycle 1. Which means my deck gets a little thicker. You know what? That Grimoire I don't think is going to be helping us much right now. I have other healing abilities that are better than that, so I'll put that to the bottom. Over to you.
All right. So we'll take a card here. And let's see. Wow, they seem to love me. That's what I have. Omen of Doom, Horror Show. Investigate, flip your nexus to Doom, and then investigate it. Evaluate versus a threat. Trash the highest die.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah.
We're hoping this is not a threat, because if it is, that's going to make it very difficult.
I know.
And not only is it a threat, it is the threat.
What a threat. That's unfortunate.
Okay, so it's the Dust Bunny again.
All right.
And evaluate versus a threat means the highest die will have to be discarded.
Let's just hope it's...
So we need to get you some good dice here.
Yeah. So do I need to...
Well, the first thing... Actually, you know what? The first thing is... So, again, this is the same true threat we went up against before, the Dust Bunny. The first thing during the initiate step does say that we have to do a body check.
Yeah.
using sense if you have it, with a 9 required. Let's not burn anything to get through that.
Right.
Because you're going to be discarding your highest die. If we lose this, it just gets shuffled back in, and right now there aren't, well, it would just be that and one more card.
So it's not so bad.
It'll be easy to find. So I don't think we need to. So first it's going to be body.
Okay, so
green.
Green, sorry.
Yep.
I was looking at the wrong one. There we
You've
go.
You've got 3, okay.
And can we use
need
skills
a 9,
for these?
Only sense.
Just sense, okay.
So again, that's the one that some people were confused on.
Right.
What does it mean in brackets?
I totally
This is a separate check from the actual
the next
skills for the true threat itself.
So I've got 3 body die,
Yep.
and I need to roll 12.
You need to roll 12,
Okay.
averaging 4 on each.
Wow.
I don't think we need to discard anything. It's not a great omen that we had to use to do this.
No.
So let's not push too hard. If you get past that,
No.
6. So that's fine. This now gets shuffled back in.
Which we suspected might happen.
And then confront the top card of your Nexus. So you may end up going up against it again. But that's okay, because all you're doing is just do another body check.
Right.
Oops. I do that every time. You don't shuffle in the actual
Yeah.
true threat card itself. You shuffle in
That one looks
the
different.
minion card that represents it. Okay.
Let's see. Maybe I can pass it again if I get it.
Top card.
Doink.
What is it? There it is. Okay. Do it again.
Woohoo.
There you go.
But
That's just the initial.
Okay.
So you did the body check.
all right, just
Okay.
checking.
So you got through the initiate. Now hold on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question. We still have this omen active.
Right.
In evaluate versus a threat.
Trash the highest die.
Trash the highest die.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about now. Thought I got
Yeah.
rid of the highest die. Yeah. Because I guess
Yeah.
technically it would
Yep.
be still part of the
It's
threat.
the initiate step.
Yeah.
But it is still against the threat, so yep. So right now you have 7, which means to get 12, you'd actually have to get 3 6s. Again,
Right.
you'd have to get 18
Yeah.
because you'd be ditching the
Ditching
6.
the highest one. Right.
Okay, so this is going to get shuffled back in. Now we're at a weird loop at the moment.
Right, because unless I manage to roll,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it does say that if you fail, you shuffle this threat into your Nexus, then confront the top card of your Nexus. So what's probably going to happen is we're going to end up doing this until you get the there we go.
Okay.
So-
Which came early.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be even more awkward if that was the only thing there.
Yes, exactly.
I think we'd have to end the loop by saying just end your turn.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So we've got a threat called Cryptid.
Cryptid.
If we mutate, okay, so this one kind of discourages you from mutating.
Mm-hmm.
If you mutate, you add 1 mutation die. Now, something you haven't seen yet is multiple assists, because I'm the only one here that's assisting. But let's say we were playing a 4-player game. You could have multiple players assisting you, which means you'd get multiple rerolls. But for each player assisting, you have to roll a mutation die according to the mutation that you pulled. And when you do that, you have to accept the lowest result, because that is the most punishing. So what this card is saying is that during mutate, if you do actually mutate, you have to add a mutation die. So we'd be rolling 2, and we'd have to take the lowest result, which would be the worst one.
So I do have a card that allows me the active player to discard this card and then add a body die.
Okay. You might be better off going rage, though.
You think rage?
Well,
Oh, it's the same amount because I have 3.
yep.
So
and
that
rage
totally
only
work.
needs 11, whereas body needs 15. So
And I can, if worse comes to worse, I can. I have a card that allows me to. Let's see. Evaluate using rage, recycle, and add +1.
okay.
If versus damned or deathless, which it is not.
Yeah, it's deathless.
Oh, deathless, yes.
Yep.
If versus a damned or deathless threat, you may discard this gift to add +2 instead.
Ooh, which means you just need to get within 3, because you also have an ability that'll bump you up 1.
So that is kind of a good thing.
And you're already rolling how many dice with rage?
With rage, 3. 3 pull, yeah, just 3.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm thinking we might want to recycle. Sorry.
Well, you can wait. That's during the evaluate step.
Oh, it's evaluate. It's after.
Yep.
Well,
So
yeah,
you
that's
get
if
to
I
look at
went
the dice
to
first.
discard. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's try this first. Let's put that on top so I know what I potentially might be using.
You're looking for 11. 15. That'll do.
So I didn't even need to use it.
Nope. Excellent.
Perfect.
So that is defeated.
Yes.
And no damage. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that is gone.
Yep. Bye.
And do you have any more omens left?
I am done.
You are done. Okay.
I don't need to drop because I'm at 5.
All right, so it's over to me to try and get rid of this dust bunny, is it?
Just not using any cards.
So what do I get? Omen of Hope. That's great. So we get to flip to Hope side. Sacrifice it, flip to Hope, and investigate in Assemble versus a gift. Add a bonus die. We know it's not a gift because it's going to be the minion.
Right.
But here we go. Going up against that dust bunny again. Let's see if I can get rid of him. Now, I do get to use mind for this because it's got mind or body, and my mind is 4.
Which is pretty good.
But first, I need to defeat that initiate step of body at 9 using sense. I do not have sense. And body is only 2.
Actually, I don't have any cards that can help you either.
I may ask for an assist because we need to defeat this.
Agreed.
Okay.
So in everything, yes, it's a lot to take in, especially if this is the first time you're seeing all of this. Yes, it can be a little confusing.
After a couple plays, it does start to flow a lot better.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game is going a little longer because I've got all the explanation in between. But after we've played this mission, I'd say in an hour, maybe even a little less. It also depends on obviously how the cards are randomized. You know, if you have all 3 minions right at the top, it could be a pretty quick game. But if they're all at the bottom, it can be drawn out.
And yes, London Dread was a little confusing at first.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to discard my picks to boost my body. That's 3 needing 9. And if I got assistance from you, I could re-roll 3 dice.
Right. Because you're doing body,
Yeah.
Do you want to take the chance? But, I mean, we kind of have to defeat
We
it.
need to defeat this, yeah.
So, might have to do it.
Yep. Let's do it.
I'm rolling 1.
Yep. Roll 1 to see which card.
Let's do it here.
Roll it again. 1 through 5. Now you're rolling all the 6s. Okay, so the 5th card, we've got an unseen mutation.
All right.
All right, so the effect is a 6.
Yep.
Perfect. Assemble. So during the assemble step, the active player may sense, which has no effect for me because sense is the ability that I could already use, or the skill that I could already use, and I don't even have sense. So that doesn't do me any good, but more importantly, it does not hurt at all.
Right.
So you're going to get to assist me. I've got 3 dice, and then I'll get to re-roll up to 3.
Up to 3, yeah.
Looking for 12.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yay.
Looking for 12.
Maybe you should re-roll those too.
I think I'll keep the 4 and re-roll these, because that's what I need on average. And is there anything I can do?
And I still have this, which can help.
All right. 10. Getting closer.
What do you need?
12.
Oh,
no, sorry. Wait. No, I need 9 because I'm doing the initiate step.
Right.
Whew. I was looking at the card itself that has body of 12. Okay.
Okay,
That's
so
good.
We're fine.
10 is fine. Yikes. But now I go up against the actual true threat itself. I will not be using body for this. I get to use mind, which is 4 dice. Dreamer, resist, and sense. I do not have any of those skills.
I mean, I have a card that can... Nope, never mind. Ignore what I just said. Yeah, no. No, it affects me.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to ask... Oh, and you can't even assist with mind.
No, because it's down there.
You could assist with body, but yeah, they're both 12, but I only have 2 body dice, so...
Do you really want to chance
yeah,
that?
That's not worth it. Okay, then what I'm going to do is... Oh, that is a tough call.
And I don't even have another card to help you.
The only mind card I have is Bones. And all that would let me do is boost mind if I use it right now, which would get me one more die.
Right.
Or, oh no, evaluate is left or right. That wouldn't help. That wouldn't help me. Okay, in that case, I'm going to discard that to boost.
Yep.
So I get a bonus die.
I would.
That would be a great card for assisting you, but
Yep.
you're not rolling right now, so
Not me.
here we go. Needing 12. Yes,
Yeah, you're
14.
good.
Whew.
Nice.
So with those, I've got 14. Okay, that is the Dust Bunny gone. One Dust Bunny gone. Now, what would normally happen if there were still cards in this Nexus, we would be able to go to the Sanctify step, which is when you get to seal the location and then it's gone out of the game for good. There are no cards left in this deck, which means it automatically seals. There's nothing left to go for. But if there was, the location itself at the bottom, so this location at the festival, on the Hope side, says that you choose one of these. Heal a Surge Gift or discard a Surge Gift. Which, you know, healing a Surge Gift is great if you can. If you look at the Doom side, though, it gets a little more expensive. Now you discard a Surge Gift or suffer 1 soul damage, so it's a little more punishing, but it's worth it to be able to actually seal off the location. So it automatically seals because there's nothing left in the deck. Those are gone. And when you are sitting at an empty Nexus, you can move on to another one. So we would both move on over here because we know that is number 2 in order. So we're finally getting somewhere. And that is me. I do not have any more omens. And even if I did, because technically I did go to the Sanctify step, I'll show you that turn order again, I would not get to play again. Because Sanctify is after that that step in brackets that says you can repeat. So if I Sanctify, I now have to continue on down that list.
Alrighty-roo.
So I draw back up to 6. And actually, I'm going to put those back for a second. There was one more thing. Win versus the threat. Somebody gets to heal 1. And I think that's going to be me. Your deck size is still doing well? You're 5?
Yeah.
I'm 5?
It's about the same.
Let me see here.
Dust Bunny sounds more like a tiny handheld vacuum cleaner than something scary. It does.
It does. In your discard pile, how many Surge Gifts do you have?
See, and this is where I don't think I have very many. None.
Okay, then.
That answers that question.
Well, do you mind if I take the heal?
Might as well. I don't have anything that
Because I do still have a Monstropedia in here, so hopefully you can grab that. Odds aren't as good here. I won't hold it against you if you don't find it. You've only got a 1 in 4, but if I can get that back in my deck, it would be great. Pix.
Okay, well, that wasn't
not bad.
Horrible.
Pix is a good card for sealing Nexuses because instead of if you're on the Doom side, usually it's a little more difficult to be able to seal. Pix actually lets you automatically seal. Okay, and now I would draw back up. Eesh. Okay, over to you.
Okay, so got my cards. Flip this. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna play Indignation.
Okay.
An Omen of Hope.
Yes.
Investigate, sacrifice. Flip your Nexus to Hope.
Okay.
Which is gonna have to happen. And investigate it. In Confront, decrease your damage to 0.
Okay, so if Mandi does take any damage here,
yes,
it'll be damage of 0.
Which is nice.
But ideally, we don't even have any damage coming anyway.
All right.
What do we got?
Threat.
Death's Heads.
Oh.
It is a threat.
Oh, and it's a big one.
It can be a scary one. I haven't shown some artwork in a while. The artwork on this is fun. So we've got basically giant moths coming after you here with the quote of, Clotho does not get her own, and so she continues in heated silence, ever spinning. Now, win, you get to heal 1. Lose, you have to sacrifice a soul gift.
Oh boy. And I do have something that I can use either discarding or during evaluate, I can recycle and
So
add +1.
What are we looking at here?
So if I use rage, which makes more, it's 15.
Okay.
But I get 3 dice. And I also get an additional bonus 1. So because of the strike
Okay, good.
skill. So 1, 2, 3. So that leaves me with 4.
All right, I'm going to get you another rage die.
Okay.
With the murder board. This is a fun one. So the murder board, it's just a big 2x4 with a whole bunch of nails and barbed wire wrapped around it. But what makes it more fun is basically any other saint. So a saint to your left, saint to your right, or a saint at your location that is assembling using rage, which is what you're doing right now.
Exactly.
You recycle this into the active player's deck, and then the active player adds 1 rage die. So I'm basically handing her this this murder board. I'm like, hey, use this.
Okay.
And that'll recycle, so bottom of your deck. And you get 1 more rage die.
Perfect.
Whack it with that.
That's so funny.
So you're needing 15. Hold on. You're still needing 15. That is not an easy...
Or I was going to say, I have a card, but it's during the evaluate stage.
That's good.
So we can
Right
use that
now,
for
you
later.
don't necessarily need more dice. You just need
Right.
a way to manipulate them if things go wrong.
So I think we'll hang on
Okay,
to
and
that.
oh no, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. Oh, no, there's nothing I can do. And I can't even assist with rage because it's at the bottom of my card. So you are now, I've done all I can.
All right.
I've handed you my murder board.
Murder board. Well, that's disturbing. Oh, hello. Runaway die. Oh, I can't reach it.
I'll get it. There you go.
Oh boy, sorry, that just took me for a... Hello.
15. That's what you needed. Done.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, now, you won. So first, you get to heal 1.
So heal 1,
Yep.
and this is...
So random from your discard.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about.
You get an omen back into your deck.
Beautiful.
This is good.
And this gets shuffled back
Shuffled,
in.
yeah.
Yep.
And we are at a new location, so we are at the lot. There's the lot. We've got a car lot that we're at. Keep your keys locked and loaded. It only looks empty. So during the mutate step on the hope side, use the highest die if another saint is at this nexus. So basically, if you have somebody here helping you, you'd get to use the highest die if you have multiple mutate dice, which is nice.
And that will end my turn.
So that's gone.
So this is gone.
That's discarded. All right, our clock's getting a little low there.
It is, actually. It's making me nervous.
All right.
And I'm at 5 cards already.
Okay. Omen of Doom. I got to push on. Okay, so the first step is, this is Omen of Doom Affliction.
Right.
Suffer 1 body or rage damage, then flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it. Well, all I have is Soul, which means 1 of these will randomly get taken out.
Let's go with this one. Hope it wasn't a super good one.
Grimoire.
Okay, it's not terrible.
And then flip to Doom. So on the Doom side of the lot, it has another mutate step. Add 1 mutation die for each other saint at this nexus.
Oh boy.
So on the hope side, anybody there helping you is actually a good thing. But on the Doom side, any additional saints is actually a bad thing. It's a hindrance. Yeah, it's a setback. Okay. Let's see what we got. Of course.
Oh boy.
Cryptid.
Boy.
Using body or rage. I've only got 2 dice for each. Not good. Deathless and Sense. I don't have either.
Body.
Boost soul, boost soul, boost soul, boost soul.
I can definitely give you something that boosts your body.
I would love to get my death board back.
So yeah, I definitely have something that can help you boost body. If you're interested.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use body.
Yeah.
Because body needs 11. Sorry, no, not body. Rage.
Oh, rage. Okay. I don't think
2 for 11 or 3 for 15.
And I can't use the rage one for you.
Oh boy.
But I do have it up here if you need to re-roll.
And I would like to do that, but mutate, I'd add another mutation die.
Yeah, that's a little...
So I'd have to roll 2 of them, keeping the lowest one. Oh, boy. Either way, 2 for 11 or 3 for 15.
2 of them, they're both, odds are both bad. Well, we do seem to be rolling better on the lower dice count.
Well, 2 for 11, that's an average of 5.5 per die. 3 for 15 is an average of 5 per die.
Yeah.
I will go with the stats. I will take body.
I think
So
that's wise.
it would be 2 plus, you said you could help me with body.
Yeah, what did I say here? Body, let's find body. Bruiser, so I could, during the assemble stage, discard active player, add 1 body die.
Okay, so that'll get me my
So I
third.
discard this.
Yep. Yeah, and there's nothing I can do to help myself.
That's the worst. It's like, help yourself. I cannot.
Okay.
Ready? You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, okay. Do we want to assist? You said you could assist me. I think at this point it's almost damage reduction, right? It's try to take as little damage as possible because I do not have much I can do against this.
No, nothing here unless you want me to do something here by mutating.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's what you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
assist by mutating, but we'd have to roll 2 mutation dice.
We can if you want.
Oh no, I'll just try and survive it.
along.
Here we go. Oh,
Come
17. Whew. Okay.
Exactly.
And something else I just realized is if we did mutate,
Yes.
this threat also adds a mutation die.
Yeah, no.
Which means it would be 3 mutation dice. Yeah, no,
Glad we
that's
opted
not
for
the way
no
to go.
mutation.
That is great. This is gone.
Woo!
Also, win versus a threat means I or somebody at my location gets to heal 1.
Yep.
Your deck is still looking pretty good there, isn't it?
It is.
I still only have 4.
It's not bad.
Okay. So if you don't mind
Yeah, for sure.
grabbing one of these, please. Grimoire? Or no, what was it? Monstropedia.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I called Grimoire. That's what I got. That's what
Really?
I get.
There you go.
That's what I get.
Too funny.
And I believe that is me. I've only got 4 cards. Ooh, 5,
That's
6.
close.
That only leaves 3 now in my deck. Okay, over to you.
So now we're going to draw from here. Okay. So Omen of Hope, Judgment, Investigate, Sacrifice, draw 1 card, then flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. So I get to
you
draw
get to
a
draw
card.
1.
Okay. And we're going to investigate
All right.
that. Where am I?
Parasite.
Alrighty.
So it's a gift.
Yeah.
Needing 16 soul,
Which is not going to happen.
which is impossible with 2 dice, or 13 mind. And you've got how much mind?
Mind is a 3,
Okay.
and I have 1 card that can help me.
And I do not have any that can help you.
So if I do decide to go with mind, that's going to be 3. And then it says I can discard to boost mind. Or, yeah, it's not mutated, so not at this point anyway.
I could assist with mind if you wish. And during the mutate step, use the highest die. Now in this case, it's only going to be 1 die anyway, so
Right.
that's irrelevant.
Because that's all I legitimately have.
Well, not a big loss if you don't get it.
Okay, so we'll just try it and see
Sure.
what happens. And I don't have any of those skills, I don't believe, so.
Okay. 12. You're within 1. Yep. So do you have one of those skills to be able to discard? So again, Gabriella's ability, one of her abilities, is discard a skill to be able to bump it up by 1.
I do, I'm just trying to determine which one is the one I want to get rid of.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Get rid of this card. It has the charm.
Okay.
Skill.
Skill.
And we are recycling.
Very good.
Oops. I didn't do that correctly. There we go.
That goes into your hand.
Yes. And
Would you like to push on? If not, I'm going to say this now.
Yeah.
Before I forget at the end of your turn, I might request another card from you.
Then we'll
Because I am down to 3 here.
Then we'll then I won't press on. I will leave it as
You
such.
can press on.
2,
I'm just
3.
mentioning that now. Because
Actually,
I'm probably going to forget.
Because I could potentially get something that you could use.
Yep.
So I'll do the Omen of Doom Extravagance.
Okay.
Sacrifice, flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it. Thank you.
Okay.
If there's a gift, avoid it, then investigate again.
Okay. It is a gift, so that'll have to get shuffled back in.
Right. Wow. Nobody wants to give me a gift.
But again, that's only the first time. If it's a gift again, then
it is what it is.
gets to go for that. Yep.
Oh,
that is not a gift. Actually, it's not a gift, but it's not the minion either. This is just the numbered, right?
Right.
So now we know, we already knew it was number 2, but we did have to reveal this to be able to continue finding our way through that corn maze. So it is official now. That is location number 2. So I'm assuming that was probably your last omen?
It was.
Okay. So before the end of your step, would you like to take advantage of the transfer step? And if you have a surge card in your hand,
I sure do.
that would actually be the best thing to go with.
All right.
And I have, there's a reason here. And you'll see momentarily. So now you get to draw back up.
Okay, I get to take 2. Okay.
And it's over to me. I will draw 1. Moment of hope. This is good. Now I'm going to go into the support step, which, like I said, is usually the step that involves healing. I have a card somewhere here, the Charm Bracelet. So support, and this is only during my support, I can discard this, and any, in this case it's any saint. If it was, say, a 4-player game, there might be a saint that it's not, but it's my location, myself, my left or my right, can heal 3 surge gifts. So that's why I specifically asked for a surge gift from Mandi, because I had 1 in my discard pile already. The other one now also gets to shuffle back in as well. So that helps. Now it's a healing card. So instead of discard, healing cards, that's my ability, I get to lower the cost by 1. So instead of discard, I get to recycle, which means the Charm Bracelet also goes to the bottom of my deck. So first is healing these. And then that goes to the bottom.
A little toasty.
Okay. I could throw the air on.
Potentially. I'm it's getting there.
All right.
So if you're wondering, I'm getting toasty. It's super hot here.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be not as hot.
We've had summer all over again.
Yes.
I turned the air off just in case of noise. If that is being picked up by the mics, let us know.
Yes.
Okay. Let us know if it's bad.
Because I'm dying.
Okay, so let's see here. I've got 2 omens to work with. Oh, and that's beautiful. I'm going to start with this one. Comfort. It sounds comforting, just like that. So I get to sacrifice this, heal 1, then flip your nexus to hope and investigate it. Heal 1, I've got 2 here. You've got a 50-50 chance of finding my Monstropedia. You found my Monstropedia. Excellent. So that gets shuffled in. So my deck size is looking good again. I'm healed back up. Flip to hope and investigate. So now we're looking for the other minion. That's gone. A business suit. Now, this is a business suit. Let me show you the picture here. Yeah. That is a bulletproof vest business suit. This suit means business. And there is only 1 check for this, and it is body, of course. And it needs 15. I've got 2 dice. That is not going to happen.
And unfortunately, there's nothing.
I do have resist, which means I get 1 bonus die.
Yeah.
Excuse my reach.
But I know I don't have anything in my hand to assist you.
Yeah, I don't think I can burn through. I just healed myself up. I don't think I can burn through cards to try and get it. So
right. Let's give it a go.
I'll just use the 3. If I get it, great. Basically what this does is, just like what a bulletproof vest would do, it reduces damage. So you can reload it, and I haven't really discussed reload. I mentioned at the start, reload means you put it back on top of your deck, which means at the end of your turn when you drop, it goes back into your hand, which is a very strong card for that reason.
That's great.
And then you decrease body or rage damage by 3. So reload, get it back in your hand. Decrease, get it back in your hand. So that's nice. But we're running out of time. I don't want to be getting down in health again. 11, I needed 15. Yeah, I didn't get it.
It was close, though.
I tried.
It was close.
But I will push on. So now I've got Omen of Hope, Sustenance. Flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. In assembly using body, add a bonus die. Now body, I've only got a body of 2, so I'm not really hoping to use it, but if I have to, I get a bonus one.
No body.
Let's pull from the right deck, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Pink Taser. All right. So I could use body. It's got rage of 8 or body 11.
Not bad.
My rage is 2, my body is 2. I'll go with body because that omen gets me an extra die. So now
fantastic.
I have 3. Tool, charm, and strike. I don't have any of those.
No.
And again, I'm not going to discard anything to try and get that. If I get it, great.
Let's see.
What was that? 5, 7, 8. No, I needed 11. Not even close.
I sure did.
Gone.
On the pink taser.
All right, that is me.
Oh, I love it.
4,
It
5,
legit
6.
says Catty Kawaii. Catty Kawaii. What can I say? I used to be into that sort of stuff.
Over to you.
Okay. All right. Let's get her done. So first, let's do this.
This is getting a little dire
It
here.
is.
We're down to 6 in the clock. We need to win in 6 turns plus this one.
Okay. Omen of Hope.
Yep.
Good karma. Investigate, sacrifice. Flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it. So it's already at Hope.
Okay.
And assemble using Soul, add 1 bonus die.
Okay.
So let's just pop that over there.
Parasite.
13 Mind and 16 Soul. Wow. So Mind is looking kind of good right now.
Yep.
Because I do have other things to boost Mind.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
At this point,
We're still doing fine health-wise. If you get it, great. But we don't need to burn through cards to try and get it.
I don't have any of these skills that match with mine.
Right now, we're just trying to find those minions. We need to.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's just roll and see what happens.
Yeah. 14. Nice. Nice. Excellent. That works too.
Made it.
That works too.
So that comes to my hand, and
Very
that will make me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so you need to recycle one of those. And that was the only omen you had?
It is correct.
Oh, this is not looking good. It's taking too long to find these minions.
Okay,
so I will push on.
Recycle that.
Omen of Doom.
Oh, wow.
So I flip my Nexus to Doom and investigate and evaluate. I have to trash the highest mind die. So hopefully I'm not going to be using mind.
That would be good.
Unfortunately, mind is my strongest stat. We have Magic Mason Jar, so it's another gift.
Yep.
So low on cards. Another gift, 12 minds, which I'd have to discard the highest die, or 3 soul. Well, soul is the way I'm going to go.
You've got 9 to get?
Sense,
Wow.
Conjure, Relic, Holy. I don't have any of those skills. I'm going to...
What are we taking?
I'm going soul, and I can't remember if I have any omens left in my deck, so I am going to
Use
boost.
something to boost, yeah.
Yeah, just to get a card out of my hand and maybe start drawing up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, don't need that one. So I'm going to discard that to boost. Is that all I get? 3? No, I do get one more, so 4.
Yep.
Okay, looking for 9.
Let's see, you can do it.
Doable.
Oh.
14, no problem. That goes into my hand. And yeah, I think this is a case where I'm going to start discarding some
And
cards.
evaluate. Oh, it's mined. You're fine. Yeah. No,
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah, I'm going to start discarding some cards because I'm hoping I still have at least one more omen somewhere in here. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. We are so running out of time. I'll discard that. Now, unfortunately, it is discard, which, you know, it is damaging myself, but desperate times here.
Desperate
So
times.
I'm going to keep some cards that can heal myself back up again. So I just need to see what I can heal with. Heal, bury, heal all their conjure and surge gifts. So if I kept that and got rid of that, and that. Okay, here we go. So I'm discarding 3 cards.
Okay.
I wouldn't normally recommend this, but it is getting desperate here. So that is going to have me draw 3 cards. Oh, man. Okay, and there were no omens there. And I might not even have any left. I don't know at this point, but I needed to try. I do have a way that I can heal myself back up again, though. So it doesn't look as punishing as it was, but it was a way to cycle through my cards.
Okay.
Over to you.
So let's flip her up over here. That's the only omen that I have.
Okay.
The Omen of Doom.
Yep.
Gut Punch. Investigate, sacrifice. Flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it.
Oh, it was already...
Oh, was it a
Yeah,
Doom?
it was
Oh, it
already
was
on
there.
Doom.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it was. Sorry, the colors look the same to me. In damage, first bury 1 card.
Okay.
So we're not there yet.
Nope.
And so that's gonna go.
Come on,
here.
minion. No.
It's a threat.
It's a threat.
Wow, way to go, way to go. Okay, so both 13. Obviously, I'm not going with soul
Okay.
because I only have 2 dice, so we'll go with body. I have no skills that match.
We do want to defeat this for
Yes.
2 reasons. 1, we don't want it shuffled back in because we need to find that minion quickly. 2, the win condition on this one, and this is actually the cover art for the box, so I'll show it. So this is disjunction point. The win condition on this is examine 2 and return the examined cards in any order. How many do we have left? Oh, we've only got 1 left, so it's the minion there. Okay, this would have been great if there were only a few cards left because we get to look at 2 and then
Right,
put them back
and
in
then-
whatever order we wanted. But we do want to get rid of that so that we don't have to potentially confront it
Exactly.
again.
So I can discard this card to boost mind.
Okay.
I'm thinking that might be a way to go. Thoughts?
I agree.
Okay, let's do that
I'm
then.
just checking to see
Yep.
if I have anything I can help with.
And then get to boost mine. So
I do not. I could assist
Thank you.
if you want to mutate.
I mean, I need 13. Yikes. What do you think? We should just go
Yep.
for it?
No, I think because we need to do this, right?
Okay, so you think
can't
we
be
should
wasting
assist?
turns. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we
Okay.
can't have that going back into the deck. We need to win
All
this.
right, let's do it.
So which mutation? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
This is going to be a fiery mutation.
Oh boy, that can't be good. Yee.
And the mutation will be 2.
That's not good. The lower the number, the worse it
Okay,
is.
it's not too bad. Somebody at this nexus, so it's arrow up, arrow down, needs to suffer 1 rage damage.
Okay, I could do that. I could definitely do that.
And you don't have any more omens, so this is going to be the only thing you do this turn.
Yeah,
I say go ahead and do that then.
to do the
Suffer a rage damage.
yeah.
So Mandi has rage cards to pick from. I do not. Now, I would actually like to take the damage myself, but I don't have any rage, which means it's going to be a random card from my hand, and there's 1 card in here I do not want
Is
to
it
have to be taken.
Trash or what is it?
Discard.
Discard.
Yep,
Okay.
so it's damage. Yep.
Yee.
Okay, now that takes care of the mutation. You'll get to, you're doing mind, you'll get to re-roll
Yes.
up to 4 of these.
So if it's
Hold
all
up. Get that out of the way.
yes,
Okay.
we need it clear.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't very good. So,
yeah. So you're needing 13.
well, the 5 I think can stay.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep the 5.
But the rest are pretty not
I think,
great.
yeah. And I don't think I have any way to help you.
Do I have anything to help myself? No.
Yeah, I don't have anything during the evaluate step.
I
So
sure don't. So, it's a reroll.
Yep.
Yep. Good gracious.
You're 1 short.
But
That's 12.
I can use my
Yes, you can.
ability.
Yes,
Let's
you
see
can.
if I have something, which I'm
That's
sure
the
I do.
Gabriella advantage.
And I do, actually. So this, because this is
So
not something I
recycling
use.
1 card that
So
matches her
charm,
skill.
charm, or resist, whichever one I decide to use.
Gets to
and
bump it up
I'm gonna
1.
recycle that here.
Done. Gone.
Just. Those are gone. This is gone. And that'll be the end of my turn, which means I need to draw back up to 5. 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Interesting.
So over to me. Yep. I will start by drawing that.
Mm-hmm.
Then support step, I'm going to heal. And this is where... which one was it? Here we go. The Grimoire. So support, and it could be anybody left, right, at my location, or myself.
Mm-hmm.
I bury this card. Now that's the normal cost, is bury it. And the active player heals all their conjure and surge gifts, which for me right now is
A lot of them, I presume.
conjure, 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 conjure. 4 of them.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
So that would be bury, but Dr. Z's advantage is I get to reduce that cost by 1, so instead of bury, I'm going to be discarding it.
Nice.
So that'll be discarded, then these 4 cards get shuffled back in. So that's why I didn't feel it was too risky to try and pull some more omens out of here by discarding a bunch of cards. I wouldn't normally recommend that though, but I had a way to heal myself back up.
All right.
Now I'm going to play the Omen of Hope Sustenance. Flip Nexus to Hope. And investigate. And assemble using body, add 1 bonus die. I'm going to keep that here because that is going to be very important.
Okay.
Going up against... Ooh, it's the Hayman, not a Dust Bunny.
Oh,
I was
no.
hoping for body. Okay, now this might be irrelevant.
Okay.
So the Hayman is the other minion that we're going up against.
Oh, no.
I do still do body during the initiate. So
Right.
he still has the same type of initiate step that the Dust Bunny has. The Dust Bunny was a body check of 9. The Hayman is a body check of 12. And the Hayman is this
Ooh.
scarecrow looking dude.
Okay, well, I definitely have things that can help.
So the first thing is body sense, which I don't have that skill. I only have 2 body, but because of the omen I played, I get an extra body die. That's good.
And then I have, I can discard a card to give you a body. Nope. Never mind. Ignore what I just said.
Okay.
It's actually the arrows pointing at just me.
Okay.
Wow, that's awful. I legit
The only
can't.
thing I can do is discard my picks
Yep. For another guy.
to boost body once more.
And that's it, 'cause
And
I have
I
nothing
will
that I
ask
can
for
give you.
assistance because
You will.
this needs to be done.
All
We're
right.
not over yet. We've got a few more cards left, and if I can defeat this one, we'll get to move on to the next one. So yes, card number 1 is fiery again, and the mutation will be
2.
2. That's the
Not-
suffer a rage damage. So somebody.
I'm gonna get a hurt real bad. Somebody.
How's your deck size?
Good luck.
Thanks.
4.
Okay, I'll take it. I don't have any rage, so it's going to be random.
Okay.
And that'll be one of my Monstropedias. Not a great loss,
no,
but that's
oh no, it's
okay.
not
I
too
still
bad.
have 1 more. And yeah, the mutate was use highest die, which we only had 1 anyway.
Right.
So I've got 4 dice, needing a 12, getting to re-roll
Yes.
3 of them.
3. Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I've got. What do we got here? Oh, no problem. 16. Okay, so that's just the initiate step. That's
Yes.
just the first part.
That's a good bet.
Now I need to take them down.
Now when you need this roll, this is when it gets wonky.
Okay, so we're going to go mind.
Mind.
I get to use mind. That is my strongest stat.
I don't I can do for you.
Oh, and at the end of my turn, I have to draw back up to 6. If I use any more cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6 in there. Oh, boy.
Do you have magical skills? You're like, I do,
Okay.
but.
Yeah. I do, but it's a healing card at the same time. So, okay. Okay. I'll discard that to boost mind. And you can't even assist mind because the mind is on the bottom of the card, so it's only yourself.
You can do it. You can do it.
I need 15. Oh my, I need 15.
Love it. Needs are the ones. It's the exact same thing. You can do it.
Okay.
Winner go home.
Okay.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Vegas. Oh, come on.
15.
Look at that.
Just. Thank you. I'm going to take that as the assistance from the crowd. Yes, definitely. Okay. That's fantastic. So now, win versus a threat here. Somebody gets to heal 1. You said your deck size is okay. I'm about to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to leave me with 2.
I'm at 4. So.
Okay, so I'm going to heal 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
No one said being a saint would be easy.
That is true.
That's a good one.
That is true.
I like that. Oh, there you go.
So my picks go back in. That's great. Okay, so he's gone. And again, we got to the bottom of the deck, and this is why we're cutting it so close, because the way that these were stacked, the minions were at the bottom, and we had to get through each deck. Hopefully that is not the case in that last one. So this is gone, the Nexus is gone. Again, we don't have to seal it because the deck is empty.
Right.
That's up there, and we're not at a Nexus, so we go back to here,
to where we
which is the third one. That's the end of my turn. I've only got 2 cards. Drawing 3, 4. Over to you.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy.
I know, we're cutting it close. So I have to play it because I don't have anything else. Omen of Hope, Good Karma, investigate, sacrifice, flip your Nexus to Hope and investigate it.
Okay.
And assemble using Soul, add 1 bonus die.
So assemble using Soul, add a bonus.
Yes.
And at this Nexus, if you're assembling using Body, add a body die.
Okay, so you have a couple choices.
So Soul or Body would be beneficial. It's a threat, but not the threat we're looking for. It is Gaunt. Okay.
I was going to say, could definitely do
It only
rage.
needs 8 Body or 8 Rage. That sounds easy, right?
Well, I have 3 rage.
During the Evaluate step, if at a Hope Nexus, which we are at, trash odd dice.
Oh.
Otherwise, trash even dice. So no matter what, you're trashing dice. So you only need 8, but we're at Hope. They have to be all with, you're trashing the odds, so you have to make 8 with only even dice.
Okay, so I will get another die because it has the strike
skill.
Skill, thank you. Yes, so we'll do that.
Okay.
I'm wondering even for me to bother rolling more dice because as we can see, rolling more dice does not necessarily work.
I cannot assist with Rage, unfortunately. I could get you 2 more dice.
Okay. I mean, that's something. Unless you think we shouldn't use it, but I mean, we're really bordering on the edge.
It is a
here.
very strong card, but yeah, again, desperate times.
Yep.
I'm going to use my extra razor blades because who does not keep their extra razor blades in a basket of apples?
So am I getting a bonus or
so
another?
I'll read this out.
Sure.
Assemble versus a threat, which is what we're doing. I have to sacrifice this card. So
okay,
that's the cost. It's a strong card, but sacrifice means it's out of the game and I can no longer use it when I'm building my deck at the end of the game. But you get to add 2 bonus dice. So that's gone.
That's sweet. That's a lot of dice.
It's a lot of dice.
Oh,
and then you're going to have to discard, again, we're at a Hope Nexus. You're going to have to trash all odd dice.
This is so weird. All right, let's do this slowly.
So all odd, they're all even, so there's no
Except for
odd
this
dice.
one.
Oh, sorry, yes,
Yes,
the 5.
that one
Yeah,
is.
sorry.
But
Yeah, no problem.
yeah,
12.
12.
Done.
Right there.
Very good.
Remember, kids, always check your trick-or-treat candy.
Exactly, yes.
Those darn razor blades.
That's the kind of game this is. All right.
So yes, that was done. Thank goodness. So.
Or always let your parents check, and then that way your parents can pick through the good stuff as well, right?
Exactly. So that's done.
Yep.
And what are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will not be drawing any cards.
Okay, so it's over to me. We've got 2 left. Oh, you're so close here. Okay. Well, nothing to do but doing it. Omen of Hope. So we're already at Hope.
Yep.
Sacrifice this. Heal 1.
Okay, that's something.
Flip Nexus to Hope and investigate.
All right.
So I've got a memory killer going back in.
I read the history of the razor blade candy thing a few months ago. It was fascinating. Ooh, I should read that. I'd be curious to see what that's about.
That's back when I was a kid,
yeah,
I think.
Me
yeah,
too.
Like it was,
I remember. Terrible.
Yes. Discard that. And we're investigating with Hope, which again, assemble using body will add a die.
Mm-hmm.
Halligan bar. Need to find that minion.
I know, it's, oh my goodness.
Well, I'll try and get this. Let's
Okay.
see what happens. So
What is it? It's.
I will use body, which I
Okay.
only have 2, but at this nexus, I get an extra 1 if you're using body. So that gets me 3, needing 9. And at this point, oh no, I want to hold on to that.
So you're using body. Sorry, you're using mind.
Body.
Body.
Yep, using body. Yeah, that's
Wow.
all I've got.
And I don't even think I have anything to help you.
Not going to bother with an assist because if I get it, great. I could use it to help you, but if I don't want to be taking a mutation
Right.
just to try and get a gift. Looking for 9. 3 threes, that's 9. Yoink, I will take that. That
That's
puts me
hilarious.
at 6. That is my turn. Actually, before you go,
Yes.
we're at the same location. This is it. We've got 1 card
Excuse
left.
me.
So, I'm going to see if there's anything I have here that would only be good in your hand. Because I do have, during the transfer step, I can transfer a card over to Mandi. So let's see here. I can use that from here. I can use that from here. That's not going to help you. And I can use that from here. Okay.
Nothing of use. Excuse me. Sorry. My allergies are horrific.
No. So I'm just going to give you, let's see here. What do we have left? We defeated the Hayman, so we have a
Yep.
Dust Bunny left. So you could end up using body or mind, and this is best case scenario if that is at the top. What is your body? What is your mind? Mind is your strongest.
Body is 3, mind is 3.
Oh, your body is 3 as well?
Yep, both 3.
Okay, I'm going to pass over my Monstropedia. I'm not going to get to play again anyway, so
Okay.
I'll give you that just
Thank
in
you.
case you end up using mind.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn, so then I do draw 1 card. Okay, over to you. The last omen.
Which I have to play.
Yep.
So, Curiosity, Omen of Doom, investigate, sacrifice, flip your nexus to Doom and investigate it. You cannot play powers to avoid.
That's
Yes,
fine. We can't
investigation.
avoid anyway.
All right, what are we looking at?
I'll let you do the honors of flipping that over.
Come on, please be what we need.
Minion!
No!
No! Oh, timed out. Okay, well, let's carry on. Let's see if you can get it.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Darn it. All right, well, I might as well use body, I guess. Yes, because I have lots of cards to... Well, I have 2 cards that can help me with body.
Okay.
So, body is going to give me 3. And then I have the skill hack.
Okay.
So that gives me an extra 1.
Yep.
And if I really wanted to, I could discard this to give me another 1. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Might as well.
Why not?
So this is a discard to give me
Last turn.
1. All right. And I was going for
That's a lot
10,
of big numbers.
And yeah,
Yep.
not a problem.
15.
So I get it,
So you would get it, but
alas.
sorry, peeps. That's the apocalypse. So how close were we here? No.
No. Oh, wow.
No.
It's the last card.
The last card again. So all 3 decks, it was the last card in the deck. That is absolutely the worst case scenario.
That's terrible.
Now, each deck started with 8. So there were 8 cards in them, plus the seeded cards. So 10, so that's a total of 30 cards, 24 omens in the clock, and we had another 4 omens each, so 32. That means we'd only be allowed to fail twice and be able to survive that type of quote-unquote randomness of the bottom of each deck. You can obviously see I don't set this up. I don't set it up so that we will win whenever I'm doing these playthroughs. That was shuffled, and it was just that's just.
But we do love the smell of napalm in the morning. That's great movie.
So yeah, that's tough to overcome. So that's a loss. What would happen at that point? Are you able to grab me the box?
Yeah, so give me 1 sec here.
I had not planned on this because I have not. This is actually the first loss that I'm encountering. But I will show you what happens. So in the box, there is a section called Deaths. This will be my first time looking at it.
I also have not seen it. So yes, for those of you watching, we've played this game a few times, well, several times, and this is, I think this is the first actual major loss here.
Yep, and I've played through solo a bunch of times. With one character, I've played solo with a couple, playing those couple characters. I'll explain how the solo works when we're going through the end. But the death cards, there's a different. They're all different. They all have different descriptions. But for example, the first one on top of the deck, coppery, like a mouthful of the old pennies you'd suck on as a kid, now choking like Mom said you would.
Oh, nice, eh?
How pleasant is that? And that's what the death cards look like. So there are different death conditions, and what will happen is, because we did lose, somebody has to suffer a loss, suffer a death. When you're, you can see that. I'm going to get these cards out of the way.
Yeah. So no, you did not bring us bad luck.
No, not
at all.
Not at all.
I was actually rolling quite well with the dice, so if anything, it was good luck.
Well, that was just unfortunate having the minions all at the bottom of each deck. Bottom of 2 decks, we would have survived that. But bottom of all 3, that's really hard to get through.
Not going to happen.
So what happens is, at the end of the game, if you do take a death, it will need to be slotted into one of the 9. I wouldn't be able to slot it there. One of the 8 spots around the halo of your card. So you've got spots. The best way I'm going to show this, actually. This is one of the things you can get. Is the Apocrypha binder. You don't need the themed binder. But inside are the 3x3 sheets. And the best way to view a halo is, if your character card is in the middle, you've got 8 slots around it. Sorry, sorry. So if you have a card in the middle, you have 8 slots around it that you can slot cards. So a death would have to be slotted in one of those 8 cards. Now, good things can be slotted as well. For example, the fleeting fragment that you get for this, I won't go through all the flavor text, but basically what it does is you play a surge gift and then sacrifice this fleeting fragment, and you play the gift, then return the gift to their hand. So if I was to slot this, say, actually, I'll put it on the right side. And again, this will be important in terms of where you slot it, because it will be the same effect as the virtues around your card. So if I have it slotted on the right side, it can affect a player to my right. So that's why that symbol, and I'll bring that up again. I said that I'd explain it later. That last symbol on the symbol guide says a saint in the direction slotted. That's what this means. So if a saint to my right plays a surge gift, I could sacrifice this fragment and the active player then plays the gift and returns it to their hand. So they get a second use out of it without having to discard it. So it can be a very strong, strong card played at the right time. Now, when you're slotting cards, again, if it's on the right, it's a player to the right, left, player to the left. If it's at the top, it's a player at your nexus, and the bottom would actually be yourself. But there's only one spot here because this could be left, this could be right. So when you're slotting, you must go adjacent to your card first, and then you can go adjacent off those cards. So I couldn't slot this there. It would have to be a card here first, then you can put a card there, because obviously the corners are going to be the most flexible, because if a card is here, it can be to the right, or it can be at my nexus as well. So that's how the slotting works and the halo around, and that's what you have to do with the death cards. Now, you carry on with your character going from mission to mission. These are going to start clogging up your halo, and if you ever take 9, that character is then put into the area of the box. I'll grab that card. At the very back is the stash. There's the stash. And that means it doesn't come back. It is out. You are not allowed to play anything that is in the stash unless you play something that says bring something back from the stash. I have not seen that yet, but I also haven't looked at every single card in this box, and there's still 2 more boxes to come, so maybe there will be ways to bring stuff back from the stash.
Clogging up your halo. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the causey of the apocalypse.
Yeah, that's us. We are definitely the cause of the apocalypse this time around.
I know you wanted to touch a little bit on the solo, you were saying?
Yes, so solo, the way that works, if you're playing solo with just one character as opposed to playing solo with multiple characters, the orientation of these then becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll go back here. So the orientation of the virtues around your character card are now irrelevant because you can assist yourself with any of those. But you still need to go through the mutation if you're going to do that. So it did get tricky playing solo with one character because you were pushed a little more to start mutating and suffering the random consequences in doing so. But at the same time, you can assist with anything. Whereas, we were in situations where if Mandi was using Rage, I would not be able to assist, or if I was using Mind, she would not be able to assist. So more flexibility, but at the cost of more random outcomes. Was there anything else that I wanted to cover with endgame
Talk
stuff?
about all of the stuff that we could do. We talked about those. We talked about mutations throughout the game. Is there anything else that we didn't do in the game? Like, I know there were some things that we didn't talk about because they came up on a card, but it didn't happen, like shards and things like that. But I don't know if there's anything you wanted to go into at this time.
Yeah, the fleeting fragments, again, they'd be placed in your halo. Okay, one thing I will actually say is what you get to use to rebuild your deck. So when you're rebuilding your deck, you still have to follow those same building requirements based on your virtues. So when I wanted to build a deck for my next playthrough, I would have 4 mind cards, 3 soul, 2 body, 2 rage, and I would be getting those cards from the cards that we had played. So in my discard pile, the cards that were buried underneath my card would be available, and we can freely swap cards among each other as well. What we are not allowed to use are any of the cards that were sacrificed. So that's why I said it was a bit of a high cost to sacrifice the Razor Blades for its use, because it's a very strong use, but it's now out of the game and cannot go back into my deck, whereas other things can. And if you need to, if there are not enough cards out to be able to rebuild your deck, then you would be grabbing the alpha cards, and that's something. Alpha cards. I did not show that symbol. So I did show you the back of Dr. Z's card does show you the cards he starts with, but you don't need to be using those cards. What you need to use when you're building a character, this symbol here is an alpha card. You can only use those cards when you're starting off. You can't use any of the other cards. I think that is about it.
Okay.
I hope we answered a lot of the questions that people had. I hope that it was clear how this mission gets set up. I know a lot of people had issues with why they were seeding 2 different types of minions and what the numbers meant in brackets. Let's see here.
I know McDrizzle potentially might be signing off, but
Okay.
you're welcome for the playthrough. As I wrote, good luck. Keep us posted.
Yeah, I think people had issues with the numbers. I explained that. I explained the structures. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. I think I covered it all.
I think we went through quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if the need arises or people want to see another playthrough, potentially another scenario, we can definitely look at that.
Or even just questions
in general.
Yeah, questions on the YouTube video once I have it uploaded.
Yeah.
I will switch this back over here. There we go.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'll try and answer questions there as well.
Never seen another great run through. Thanks, guys, for making my afternoon a little bit brighter. I know it's not the type of game we would play, so I hope it was somewhat entertaining.
Yeah.
But I know for myself, and this is kind of, I touched on it as well. Neither the one. You guys did a great run through, great clarification. So thank you, Michael, for that. So
I hope that helps.
We were worried that people would be bored or would be too much, but as long as everyone was getting something out of it, it was good. And it was good we ran it this way too, because this is not a game that I would normally play. When we do these playthroughs, Michael's the one that generally will go through the games, and then we'll sit down and play it together. Yeah. So I don't necessarily always get to see all the hard stuff behind the scenes, because I'm doing.
And there was hard stuff. For this one, there was hard stuff behind the scenes.
Doesn't mean I don't do it. It's just I focus more on the reviews versus Michael's focusing on the playthroughs. And
the playthroughs that they post, like the first one, it was just watching them play. The second one still kind of assumes you know some stuff. So there's still some gaps there. I'm hoping I filled those gaps without it taking too long to fill those gaps. So I was trying to get the explanations as clear as possible. There's no reason to fear this game. Fear the outcome, maybe, because that's what just happened. Yeah. But there's no reason to fear the game. It's once you've played a few times, it actually does make sense. It's just getting those plays in. I think it was just getting the starting point. A lot of people look at it and it's overwhelming, and it's a whole new language, like what you had referred to before. So it's a lot to take in and a lot to learn. A lot of terms to learn. There's a glossary in the back of the rule book. So that makes it... It's 4 or 5 pages long of words you need to know. So a lot. It is, like I said, it's almost like learning a new language. So are either of you going to PAX Unplugged or to BGG Con? So... I don't get out to... So I'm the traveler of the group, and that's usually because I'm working with the channel or I'm working with the Dice Tower. I will be at PAX Unplugged, and I will be working with, well, not working, but I'm a special guest of Renegade Games. So I'm basically there to, hey, come say hi. I can talk about games with you. So I'm the celebrity guest. Not that I don't want to go. I would love to go to events. I've never been to large events. I've been to some local events, but I've never been to any of the larger ones. So maybe one day I'll get out to one. Yeah. But in the meantime, Mandi gets to go, and I usually just do, well, I've done some solo playthroughs instead. So that's coming up, actually. Michael's going to be doing the solos. So, but one day we'll get him out too. Yeah. But I will be at PAX Unplugged in November. So I believe that's the weekend of the 17th, 16th, 17th, around there. Okay. So yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. So definitely come see me. I'll be at Renegade. Was it shaking hands, kissing babies, all that good stuff? And yes, we need to work on Michael. You said that in the right order. I know, right? Work on Michael getting to a con. Yeah. But to wrap up the game for myself, this is a game, like I said, that is not a game that I would normally play. However, it's more because I wouldn't be able to get to the table. But in this case, you own the game. It's one that I would play. Definitely, it has a learning curve in the fact that you legitimately need to learn how to read the game, as in like the language of the game, like we were calling, I think I wanted to call them portals versus nexuses. Like there's a whole other terminology, and I think that's overwhelming. Gameplay, I think, can be fun, but this is the type of game I feel you have to continually play. You can't just one game and then drop it. No, and I think it would actually get stronger as you play it, because you're developing your character. You grow with your character, it gets stronger. But as you saw, I gave a quick example with some of those omens of hope. As you get stronger, the game's going to get stronger as well, because if you have too many fragments around your halo, now that you know what that means, if you have too many slotted around your halo, now you have to start sacrificing those omens of hope, which means they're actually out of the game and will not be coming back in again. Yeah. So
So for me, this is the type of game it would be one that I would have to play. Like the first time we played, I was like, yeah, it's fine. But I felt like I didn't really quite get the game because it was so short. It was just like a kind of intro thing that we were doing.
I just want to say, even I just made a mistake there with the terminology, and I caught myself. It's not sacrificing the Omens of Hope, because sacrificing is back in the box but could be coming back out. It's stashing, and it goes into that area in the box where they do not come back into the game. So I know the terms, and I still made a slip up in what I just said there. But
yeah, but
I did catch it.
These things I remember. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, they do have play rates which kind of help you go through the turn, which is helpful. It's for that part of it. I think that's really good. I know the rulebook. There have been some comments about that. It's a slightly interesting rulebook.
Yeah.
But like everything else, potentially, there'll be a rework of that. Rulebooks are hard, and especially something like this. It has to be done exactly the right way for people to learn the language, or it's overwhelming or difficult.
Yep.
And as a teacher, I know that's the first thing I look at is how well laid out is the rule book.
Yeah.
So someone should be able to go through it, even though it's not easy, to go through it and understand it. Yeah, it may take time, but when people get frustrated and they don't want to play, and that's not, I don't think that was ever the intention here. So
it's definitely much easier to learn if you have somebody to teach you.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So overall, for me, I liked it.
Yep.
I'm glad you own it, because that's probably the only way that I play it. And for me, it's more of a time issue and not getting it to the table. But the game itself is good. I like the dark theme because, well, I like dark, scary, horror type themes. So that
and there's darkness in here. Not just color-wise, but razor blades and it's showing a basket of apples.
Don't let these flowers fool you.
That's dark. Yeah, exactly. Now, yes, I do own this game, and like any Kickstarter I back, and there's been way too many. I go all in, so I do have the player mats. This doesn't come with the game.
Right.
I do have, like I mentioned at the start, I do have the custom dice. Those are kind of fun to play with, but they don't show up well on the camera, so that's why we use the regular dice. There are deck boxes you can get. I should be showing it this way.
There we go.
There we go. So deck boxes you can get, and then like I showed the binder as well to store your characters between playthroughs. And we mentioned at the start, I'll mention it again now, there's also the app that changes the way the game plays every day because it's played current time. So there was one day there was a full moon, and if you had been bitten by a werewolf, you actually got bonus dice because it was a full moon and you're a werewolf now. So stuff like that actually takes into account what the day is and adjusts the game accordingly.
Yes.
Sorry about the apocalypse.
I know, right? We couldn't stop it. So tower not included. This is
people
have been asking.
The dice tower is from Elderwood Academy.
Okay.
I have some spell books from them as well. They do fantastic stuff.
So what's this? Romolo Orimo. Oh, so Christian's also online. Weird Guy of Doom. Now Michael has to read the rules for Pret-a-Porter. I do not want to talk Pret-a-Porter. I don't own it, and I would like it. Just throwing that out there. Ignacy, if he's listening.
Okay.
So for me, this is the type of game you need to immerse yourself in it, and in order to do so, more play is required.
Yes.
Like multiple plays. It's not just a one game drop it sort of deal, which happens a lot with my games because I have so many to review. Or play it a few times, drop it, but this is one that you really have to continue to
multiple plays to understand the intricacies behind it and some of the strategies that you need to employ, but also to grow your character, because that's where it's going to start to shine, is when you start slotting those fragments in. And I believe I've seen some gifts as well, a little more rare, but that have the slotting ability. So that's where the game will really start to shine at that point.
Yeah. So stick it out if it's a theme that appeals to you. Like Pathfinder, I believe Mr. Selinker was the guiding hand behind that.
Yeah, Pathfinder adventure card game. Yep.
So if that appeals to you, then this is something that appeals to you, depending on how you like the theme.
I think they're trying to pitch this as very similar to that, but from what I've read, I've played the app for Pathfinder adventure card game. I've never played the physical game.
I haven't, but it's been a while.
From what I've heard from people that have played PACG a lot, it is not similar. Some same mechanics, but even people that have played that before have had a hard time learning this one.
Yeah, and for me, I just meant more of it's one of those games you really just have to keep at it.
Yeah.
Keep at it. Yeah. So I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yep.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
But before we leave, we'll just do a quick recap of places you can get a hold of us. If you would like to see a game that, you're like, it's so awesome, we want to see you guys play it if we can get our hands on it, you can send me an email at the number 2 die4games@gmail.com.
And I can be reached at Pawlom21, PAWLOM21 @gmail.com.
And if you want to check out any of our other stuff, we're on YouTube under 2 Die4Games, TO Die4Games. Everyone's put the number there. And we're on Facebook under 2 Die4Games. You can find me on Twitter, boardgamerpinup girl, on Instagram, boardgaming Pinup Girl. You can also find me on the Dice Tower as a contributor, as well as on the Dice Tower podcast, which runs every 2 weeks with Suzanne Sheldon. Next episode airs tomorrow, and I touch a little bit on Apocrypha. Don't cringe. It's like a 3-minute blurb, and it's like, oh my goodness, just to give you an idea. So no judging.
I'm on Instagram as Palom, P-A-W-L-O-M. Twitter is Palom21, here every Monday night. And I also get these videos uploaded to the To Die For Games YouTube channel, where if you do have questions or want clarifications of what we had done or why we had done it, feel free to leave those in the comments on the video.
And just, I'm throwing it out here early, I will remind in the next one, I am away for most of October. So Michael will take a look and see what he's able to do for October while I'm away. I think I'm here for only 2 of the Mondays, but we'll keep you posted.
I think only one.
Only one?
Is it? Yeah.
The second?
Or is it?
No, it's 2.
Oh, no, is it 2?
It's
yes,
2.
That's right. Okay.
And so next week, we can tell you what you're playing next week. Next week, it's going to be...
Tesla versus Edison Duel.
Yes.
The 2-player game, yes.
2-player Tesla versus Edison Duel. So if you're interested, it'll be a shorter one next week, but this because we have
people should be getting their Kickstarter copy soon. I'm
Yes.
hoping mine's here soon.
Yes.
You got your copy at Gen Con.
I did, because I'm special.
How nice.
I know.
I would love to go to
I
a
know
con.
one of the designers.
Yeah, but I'm still waiting for my Kickstarter copy to come. So.
Yes, it's a really good game. So needs are the one, if you've played the new one, which I don't know if it's out yet, but you may have a copy, which is great. The Duel, it's the Duel, right?
Yep.
That's the 2-player version. It's really good. So we're looking forward to playing that, and then we'll have something else lined up. So that's it for now. Thank you, everyone in the chat, as usual.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We wouldn't be here without you.
Yep.
So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.